Let's get nasty on a Wednesday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers will join us at, 2:30, I think, right? Marsh, 2:15? 2:15. So 15 minutes he'll join us from the road as the Blues take on the Devils tonight. Pregame at 5, puck drop at 6 o'clock. I'm sure we'll tell you this at some point, but very thankful for every one of you listening throughout the St. Louis area and beyond. Very thankful for you on this Thanksgiving weekend. So we're here for a couple of hours. We're going to talk Blues. We're going to talk college football, a little NFL, and maybe a baseball question or two. But we do start off with the college football playoffs. And, boys, not much has changed. Key takeaways, top of the rankings, Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Georgia, and Texas Tech, for that matter, remain the college football's top 5 teams, same as last week. Oregon does move up to number 6 after a win over USC. They jump Ole Miss, who right now is number 7. Only top 10 change. That was the only top 10 change from last week. So Oregon rising above Ole Miss. Ole Miss has Mississippi State on Friday in the Egg Bowl, and Oregon takes on Washington in this rivalry week.
Yeah.
If Oregon beats Washington, they're solidified. They're good to go. And Ole Miss, I don't think they have much to worry about. Mississippi State, while competitive at times this year, is banged up right now. And I don't see Ole Miss losing to Mississippi State.
Yeah.
But for you guys, the committee chair said that Oregon finally earned a quote-unquote signature win against USC, which was interesting. Say finally earned a signature win. I wonder if Oregon was kind of skating on thin ice, which is ridiculous because I do think they're one of the top 12 teams in the nation. I don't think there's any question about that.
Yeah, I don't know if they were skating on thin ice, but I think that victory and how convincing that it was definitely helped them. It helped solidify their case to be, one of the top 12 teams in the country. We were talking about it last week. If Lincoln Riley and the Trojans were able to go into Eugene and find a way to get a victory, do you leapfrog USC and put them ahead of Oregon, and Oregon is the one that's out? So I think it was a really good win, and the convincing fashion in which they won, it definitely helped them.
Mm-hmm. The other interesting thing is something that Marsh has talked about, and, correct me if I'm wrong, Marsh, you're almost kind of irritated by it. Notre Dame and Miami. The committee said that Notre Dame is a complete team, keeping them at number 9, despite Miami's head-to-head win over the Irish earlier in the season. Miami climbed to number 12. Utah dropped to 13 after narrowly beating a 5-6 Kansas State team. Do you think that they're setting it up to judge Miami and Notre Dame this week?
That's kind of the way that I'm looking at it, is you have both of those teams, both 2-loss teams, and Miami beat Notre Dame by 1 point, I believe, earlier in this year. Was it 3?
I think it was by 3.
They lost to Texas A&M by 1 point. So they beat them by 3 points early in the season, first game of the year, if I'm not mistaken. And you're looking at it. Now, it may come down to, of the losses, it's weird, right? Because Notre Dame has the better 2 losses of the 2 teams, but Miami was one of the losses. Like, Miami's 2 losses, in my opinion, aren't great losses. SMU and Louisville aren't teams that you look at and say, oh, man, those are juggernauts. The 2 losses that Notre Dame had, you're like, man, okay, I could convince myself that those were really good losses, but Miami is one of those teams. So it's kind of a conundrum. How do you decipher which team actually deserves to be in when you're looking at those two teams' resumes? I still think it's Notre Dame. Like, I've kind of been off of Notre Dame, but the way that they've shown up the last couple of weeks and the thumping, and I get it, it's Syracuse, but those are still scholarship athletes. Those are still kids that are making NIL money, maybe not as much as the kids at Notre Dame.
Not after that 70-something beatdown.
But they beat the hell out of them, start to finish. And that was a convincing win. And I don't care. It's a Power 4 program. It's not a Group of 5 team. It's not an FCS team. It's not a D2 team. It's not the teams that 4 or 5 of the SEC teams played last weekend. Citadel. It's not impressive, but that was really impressive against Syracuse. So, looking at Notre Dame, I could convince myself that, you know what, man, you probably deserve to be in it. And it's going to be intriguing if Miami is unable to get into the ACC championship game, which it doesn't look like they will. they're not going to be in. And it's going to be Virginia or whichever team is going to win that Georgia Tech. Right? It's going to be an interesting thing how that plays out for that final ACC bid.
Yeah, the committee has two problems. They have the ACC title winner and the Group of Five winner. Those are the two issues that the committee has right now.
And neither one of those teams, the ACC winner or the Group of Five team, is better than Miami.
Right.
And that's the frustrating part, I'm sure, if you're a Miami Hurricane fan.
Yeah, and look, they had their. It's not like I feel bad for Miami because Miami still had their opportunity. If Miami merely just got into the ACC title game, they probably win, and they probably win the conference title. And then we're not even talking about this. They're the ACC rep, and all we worry about or all we're concerned with is the Group of Five winner. But because Miami. And quite frankly, Notre Dame, if you want to swap Miami and Notre Dame, go for it.
Right.
But the same argument that we're making for Miami being better than the potential ACC winner and the Group of Five winner, you can also apply to Notre Dame.
And I made a mistake. It's not even Georgia Tech. It's Virginia and Pittsburgh right now.
Right, because Pittsburgh
Virginia and Pitt
crushed Georgia
Miami
Tech last week.
is fifth in their they essentially have no way of getting into the conference championship game.
There is an avenue, but
everybody has to lose in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, I could pull this up here if you give me a second.
Well, here's the thing with Virginia, I believe, they have 2 losses on the year. I think one of those losses was actually against an ACC team, but of course that game, for whatever reason, did not count as an ACC game. I know that sounds weird, but that's what happened. Miami, if they beat Pitt this week, Pitt would have 4 losses and then 2 conference losses, and of course Miami would have the head-to-head. Georgia Tech, they're done in terms of their conference play because they take on Georgia, and then SMU is there. So technically, SMU needs to lose.
So I have the Miami clinch scenario.
ACC.
You ready?
Okay.
Even if they do lose, SMU has the head-to-head. So yeah.
Right. So here's one of the scenarios. I'll just give you the one. There's 4 different scenarios. Let's just simplify it.
I don't want to blow our brains up.
Yeah. Miami needs to beat who they playing?
Pitt.
Pitt. Thank you. They need to play Pitt
and beat
Pitt. Virginia needs to lose to Virginia Tech.
Mm-hmm.
Duke also needs to lose.
What the hell does Duke have to do in here?
I don't know, but Duke also has to lose. This is right from ESPN.com. I don't know who Duke plays. Do you?
Duke plays Wake Forest.
Okay, so Duke has got to lose to Wake.
Duke is 5-2 in their conference as well.
Plus SMU has to win.
How the hell does that work?
I don't know. It says Miami clinches a spot with a win, plus a Virginia loss, plus a Duke loss, plus an SMU win.
Well, SMU more than likely will win because they got Cal and they just fired their coach. It's at Cal, which I don't know.
They just
Virginia and
just
Virginia
lost to
Tech.
Stanford.
Virginia and Virginia Tech. Maybe they rise up. You never know with the rivalry games. Virginia should thump them, but
they've played a lot of close games.
I don't know how Duke even is in the equation because they're 6-5. They're 5-2 in the conference. But I don't know how that works.
You know what's even more? You know what's even crazier? So Miami, I just read off that spot, right? And I said I'm not going to do this, but this is how convoluted it is. Miami can also clinch a spot by winning against Pitt, having an SMU loss, a Duke loss, plus clinch tiebreaker over Virginia, Georgia Tech, and SMU. I have no idea what that tiebreaker is. I imagine it's something to do with points.
Oh my gosh.
That's just 2 scenarios.
So it's a lot of ways for Miami to get in.
Just not a clear avenue.
Not a win and get in scenario.
Yeah. Duke can clinch a spot even with a win, a Pitt loss, or an SMU loss. Pitt clinches a spot with a win plus a Virginia loss or a win and an SMU loss. There's a lot going on in the ACC.
So it's nowhere near solidified. Figured out.
No, the only thing that's solidified is Virginia gets in with a win.
Gotcha.
That's it.
Are we not taking into consideration that Miami could still get an at-large bid? Let's say Alabama loses the Iron Bowl.
If Alabama loses the Iron Bowl, I think they're out.
Yeah, they had 3 losses. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma, they take on LSU. Not saying that LSU is a great team by any means, but, you never know. It's an SEC game. Anything can happen.
I think if you're a 3-loss team,
you're out.
It's over.
Yeah.
So whichever one of those teams are 2 losses right now. You talked about Notre Dame, Oklahoma, Miami, Alabama. Like those 2 lost teams, if they lose this weekend, I think it's a wrap for them. And I think that would do the committee. That would make them feel. That would alleviate a lot of pressure because then you could have 2 ACC teams in, and you wouldn't feel like terrible about it. Now, if one of them was Duke because they won somehow and made it to the, and they get in at 7-5, you're like, oh God.
I think no matter what, unless it's this exact, we're going to be disappointed no matter what. If everything stays the way it is, we're going to be disappointed by the Group of 5 representative, most likely Tulane, and we're going to be disappointed by the ACC title winner being in. If all this other chaos happens, the committee is alleviated with Miami getting in, but then you wouldn't have Alabama. Let's say Alabama loses the Iron Bowl. You wouldn't have Alabama. You'd have 2 ACC teams. Does anybody want to see that?
Well, I think there's another team that could throw a huge wrinkle into
exactly
this,
where I was going to go.
And that would be the Michigan Wolverines if they take down the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Central
because
Michigan, man.
Big game, too, against Toledo this weekend, but that's for the count. That's different. Yeah.
At the end of the day, if Michigan beats Ohio State, to me, and I would think that you guys would agree, that's the best win of the entire year for any team.
Yeah.
They would have to be in.
You beat the number 1 team? Sure. Beat the number 1 team.
They'd definitely be in, and they would probably be in. I'm pretty sure they would be in the Big Ten championship game.
So, okay, let's play that out now. Because if they're in the Big Ten championship game, they've earned that right to be in said game and lose.
Well,
are they out of the college football playoff?
So Michigan,
they become a 3-loss team.
It's still tough though for Michigan to get in. Here's why:
to the Big Ten championship game.
Yes,
or
because of Oregon.
They have to beat Ohio State, but then they need either Indiana or Oregon to lose. It's the only way they can get into the Big Ten championship.
So it's probably
Indiana has Purdue, so let's just cross that off.
Forget about it.
So Michigan, Michigan has to beat Ohio State and have Washington beat Oregon.
And that's not a stretch.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know.
Unlikely both happen, but
I don't know.
Oregon, if Michigan wins and Oregon wins, Oregon is in the Big Ten championship game? I might need to
Oregon clinches a spot with a win and an Ohio State loss.
I might need to change my plans.
If Michigan wins and they don't play in the Big Ten championship, they have to be in. They have to.
Who do you boot?
I don't care. I beat the number 1 team in the nation.
I'm with you.
It would have to be.
You have to be in. A 2-loss Michigan team.
It would have to be Notre Dame.
That's fine with me because Michigan would have a better win, a significantly better win than Notre Dame. In fact, they'd have a better win than any other team in the entire nation.
Who did Michigan lose to? USC and Oklahoma. USC. So they wouldn't replace Oklahoma. It would be Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame is most vulnerable
in all of these scenarios.
I think they are not. It's weird because they've been in, and I know we joke about it being Notre Dame and their star power, but it does feel like Notre Dame, even with a win over Stanford, they're flying without their like at the mercy of the planes controls here.
Why is that? Because their best argument to be in it is losses.
And they don't have a conference championship to fall back on.
We should be in because we lost 2 games by close margins. You lost.
Oh, Marsh, your Notre Dame hatred may come to play this weekend.
I don't hate Notre Dame. I was rooting for him in the championship game this past year. I'm just calling out for how I see it. They haven't beat anybody.
Yeah.
I think we've broken Marsh.
I think we have too.
Yeah.
Okay, who they beat? USC?
Who?
They beat USC, right?
Notre Dame beat USC.
I'll give them that one. I don't care about Pitt.
I'm just saying.
They don't care about Pitt either.
That list is growing right now. Teams that hate that Marsh hates.
It's a lot.
All right, let's get a little Blues talk with Jamie next on 101 ESPN.
Let's get dirty, St. Louis. Dirt Cheap is St. Louis's one-stop party shop. And right now, with the holidays upon us, is the absolute perfect time to get over there and see my friends at Dirt Cheap. They've got unbelievable inventory right now throughout the entire holiday season. They're carrying the Zwickel Light now, too, from our friends over at Urban Chestnut. Unbelievable beer. And if you're looking for some of those bourbons that you love so much, trust me, Dirt Cheap has got you covered. And let's remember, as always, Dirt Cheap is the price, not the product. And looking for red wine, white wine, all of that stuff's available. The big Thanksgiving dinner coming up. Treat your friends like kings and queens by visiting Dirt Cheap and loading up for the holidays. Don't forget to download that rewards app either. You save instantly, gets you lots of specials and access to things that other people can't get to. So again, visit Dirt Cheap at any of the locations that are around there. Please tell them that Jamie Rivers sent you in. You can also visit cheapcheapfunfun.com, cheapcheapfunfun.com. Whatever your taste, you'll find it at Dirt Cheap. Order ahead with that Dirt Cheap app. And remember, have fun, but be careful out there.
It's Fast on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're joined by our guy, Jamie Rivers, as the Blues get ready to take on the New Jersey Devils tonight at 6 o'clock. What's up, Jamie?
Hey, boys, how we doing?
Doing well. How's New Jersey treating you?
Oh, man, I'm telling you, Jersey's just great. Actually, we're in a really nice little part of New Jersey. It's been an interesting 3-4 days here in the New York, New Jersey area. It's always kind of fun around holiday time. We saw them setting up for the Macy's Day Parade and all that stuff down in the city. So it's been good.
Beautiful, beautiful. Hey, since we didn't have an opportunity to chat with you yesterday, what did you think of that Blues-Rangers game? Just your biggest takeaways.
Yeah, biggest takeaway was they're setting up for the Macy's Day Parade this morning. And
did you see Snoopy?
Yeah, Snoopy was there, and I even saw they had the Grinch all lined up, and he looked real. And then they have this Madame Tussauds, the wax museum.
Oh, okay.
They had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson out there. You could pose with him and
he was there?
flexing.
Did you go talk to him?
He wasn't there. I posed off next to him. He's still bigger than me, even though he's wax.
That makes sense.
Yeah. The Blues had a game though. How'd that go?
Well, there's lots of restaurants here in New York, too, Carey. They call it the melting pot in the city.
Hell's Kitchen is a good spot, too, I heard.
Hell's Kitchen was just a couple of blocks down from us.
We're in hell, too, watching.
Some would say we're in Hell's Kitchen. Every other night.
All right. You're really going to make me do this, huh?
Yeah, we are.
All right. What the hell do you want to know?
I want to know if you saw any sort of tangible evidence that things might be turning around based off that New York game, or do a lot of the same issues still persist?
Yeah, I didn't see much positive in that New York game. Let's just be real about it. I thought that leading up to that game on this road trip, you could see it kind of ascending in the right direction. And the Islander game was pretty good. We talked about, full 60 minutes there, and everybody played hard. Bington had a great game. The Ranger game, man, it was just a bad hockey game. Both teams were not good. It was choppy. It had very little flow to it. You see some of the goals that were scored. They're going off of multiple players. It goes off of Braden Shen's nether region into the net as well. It's just kind of a weird, game. But I didn't like – here's what I didn't like. I didn't like the overall intensity from the Blues. And Jim Montgomery talked about it post-game too briefly, but this is a really long road trip. Everybody understands that, and nobody truly understands until you've actually lived it, where you're 10 days on the road, playing every other night, practicing every day. It's a grind. Yeah, but they're paid well. You're right. They're paid well. That's my bad. I should have prefaced it with that. But this should have been a situation where you could end the road trip off in great fashion. Now, you can still end it off in a really good way. You can still end up with 6 out of a possible 10 points, which it's not like you're ordering the rings like, oh, my God, look what we did. But it's acceptable. And I think that's why today's game is so important, is because the game against the Rangers just wasn't very good. You just didn't do what you had to do to get the win.
Jamie, that first goal for the Rangers for me felt like, and sometimes maybe I'm over analyzing things, but it felt like the entire Blues team was kind of just puck watching as the puck was passed right up the center of the ice. And you talk to us often about the good ice and pushing people to the bad ice. Why does it feel like at times they're doing a lot of puck watching and not actually playing as hard as I know that they possibly can?
Well, yeah, there was a lot of things that happened on that goal. And look, it's a second period. It's the long change. And the Blues never once got a good, clean clear at all. Like, never got a chance to get off the ice. So I think one player maybe out of the 5 was able to get a line change. And the other guys were caught on the ice for over 2 minutes playing defense. And then they committed the cardinal sin. They gave up the middle of the ice. Like you just said, when your legs get tired, at least – the way I was coached and the way I played, when your legs get tired, you condense to the middle of the ice. So if that's in the neutral zone, you condense in between the 2 face-off dots. If it's in the defensive zone, everybody condenses inside the house, and you make them earn it at that point. If they're going to score, they're going to shoot it through 4 or 5 guys in order to score a goal. Well, the Blues didn't do that. They got caught way too wide. The middle of the ice was wide open, and then they didn't have the legs to chase down anybody defensively after that. So it was just a number of things that happened in that sequence that gave up that goal.
Jamie, is that an issue too that we've seen consistently, where they don't have their legs by the third period? They're spending too much time in their defensive zone, so they're constantly chasing the puck, and they're just flat out tired when it comes to the third period. And I guess subsequently, is there any way to reverse that, whether it's from a scheme standpoint or an adjustment with the lines? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think maybe early on this year, just because they were giving up so much ice in the defensive zone that they maybe, ran out of gas a little bit. I don't really see that in the last handful of games. I see situational hockey that's not being played properly. Just identifying what's going on. It's just the breakdowns. We just talked about, you get tired, plug the middle of the ice. And then last game against the Rangers too, you're in the third period, and for I don't even know how many times this year it's happened, you have a forward and a defenseman leave the front of the net to go chase a guy behind the net, leaving another guy more dangerous all by himself, and the puck finds his way there and the guy scores. I felt terrible for Logan Mailloux because the whole world is watching him now. I've never seen a guy, a 22-year-old who's barely played 10, 12 games in this league, where he's under the microscope so bad. And he had a good game the other night. The one goal up the middle of the ice, I'll give him a little slice of the pie of the blame on that one. He's also partnered with Cam Fowler, who should know where he's supposed to be on the ice at all times to help him out there. But go back to the third period, the last thing people see is the goal go in, and they see Logan Mailloux standing there. Oh, there he is again. That was the guy, that guy's terrible. Okay, well, he had his guy. I know we joke about that all the time, but he was standing next to the guy he's supposed to cover. Walker and Fowler, they left good ice. Good ice is the most dangerous ice, right there where the guy scored from. They both left that area to go chase a guy who was in bad ice, behind the net, underneath the goal line. Very few people, if ever, can score from there, unless it's a really lucky, crazy goal. So they left good ice for bad ice, and then Edstrom, the player for the Rangers, he slid right in behind, got the puck, and scored. But it's two veteran guys now committing the mistake on that one. For me, that's just what's happening too much, is guys that you're supposed to be relying upon in close games, in important games, at important times of the game. They're not performing up to snuff in those moments right now.
Jamie, I feel like this team doesn't have enough cookie monsters on the roster right now, because every time I see them with the puck in the offensive zone, it's like they're almost too unselfish. They don't shoot enough. I remember Cam Fowler had the puck right in front of the blue paint and decided to take it around the net, and then they missed out on an opportunity. I know that's just one example, but what are you seeing offensively? They're just not generating enough offense and throwing pucks on the cage.
No, it's frustrating for sure. I'm watching it too every night, and even post game after the Rangers game, I said it. I'm like, there's just not enough volume of shots that are going to the net. Like, you don't always have a picture-perfect shot lane or a picture-perfect shot from the corner or one time. You don't always get those. And in fact, in the game of hockey, more often than not, what happens after the shot dictates what will happen ultimately. And all that means is fire it at the net. It goes off the defenseman's shin pads, off of a stick. All of a sudden, it's on Thomas's stick. He slides it over to Holloway and empty net. He scores. Now, that's a picture-perfect goal, but it started by a meat and potatoes play of just getting the puck to the net. And the one thing the Blues don't have right now, they don't have bodies in front of the net. Like, the most coveted area on the ice is that blue paint, and you want to score goals. At least you say you want to score goals, and you're not going there. Like, at this point, if I was a Blues player, any Blues player, and I wanted to get more ice time, and I wanted to put up numbers, and I wanted a nice big fat contract, I would, every single time I touch the ice, I go skate straight to the damn blue paint and fight for my life until the puck hits me or goes to somebody else and we score a goal. Because that's what they need right now.
Jamie, we know you got to catch a bus, so let's do our light the lamp game real quick.
Let's go.
And a couple of guys can really shoot the puck.
Shooter! I must confess you scored first.
Well, who was the first person?
Breakaway! Shoots! Score! We got hockey to learn.
All right. Marsh, latest standings?
Nothing's changed. Jamie with 10 points. Carey, 7. I have 5. And Anthony, you have 2.
Okay. Jamie.
All right. I'm going to change it up a bit, boys. I'm going to go Jake Neighbors.
Damn it.
Ooh, okay. Shocking.
Shocking at some point.
You know what? I'm going to change it up as well. Give me Jordan Kyrou.
Wow.
Somebody got to score.
Yeah. Marsh.
Well, if the forwards can't score, there's a defenseman that can. Give me Justin Falk.
Okay. Well, he's been pretty good, some would say. All right, give me Dylan Holloway. All right, Jamie. Safe travels back here in a couple days, and happy Thanksgiving, my man.
Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you guys, your families, all that stuff. Hope everybody has a great holiday.
Same to you, brother.
too.
We'll see you,
Happy
man.
American Thanksgiving, Jamie.
Yeah, it's my home country, Marshy. I know that.
See you, bud.
See you, boys.
That's Jamie Rivers here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN Blues Devils pregame, 5 o'clock, puck drop at 6 o'clock. You can listen to all the coverage right here on 101 ESPN. NFL 4 Downs next. Let me tell you a true story about my guy Stewie from Stewart's American Mortgage Corporation. My wife and I, Kristen, my wife and I had a question over the weekend about a housing situation, and I texted Stewie, I don't know, Sunday morning, said, hey, when you have an opportunity to hop on a call, Monday or Tuesday, just let me know. Just got a quick question for you. And he goes, Stewie texted me right back. He goes, I'll call you tonight. No problem. Called me Sunday night. He was in a hotel room in Houston, and he walked Chris and I through, a couple of different questions that we had him on the phone for maybe a half an hour, but I just came away just blown away by the fact that Stewie made himself available. And it's not just for me. He does that for any of his clients. So the phone number that I'm about to give you, 314-324-4440. Again, 314-324-4440 is the same number that I dialed him on. And when it comes to different clients, they've all got similar stories about how Stewie took the time, maybe even outside of what you would call the regular business hours, to address the situation. Because, look, if you're buying a home and you need a pre-approval letter or you need something from Stewie, he's got to be available. And if it's just, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. or 4:30 p.m., how many times do you miss out on an opportunity to put yourself in a spot to buy that dream home or to get that loan secured or, qualify for a refi and attack while you know you need to have some urgency? That's what Stewie does for you as a client. I highly recommend give him a call or texting him at that number. If you miss that number, you can always Google the Bagel Loan.
NMLS number 226715.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. Blues back in action tonight, taking on the New Jersey Devils. Pre-game for that one starts at 5 o'clock. Puck drop is at 6. You'll hear Joe Vitale on the call tonight, and you'll also hear him on the fast lane today. We'll talk with him at 4:15. But we're going to dive back into the NFL with NFL 4 Downs. I'm Andrew Marsh, and that Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
You heard Marsh in the Sports Center update. Time for a little NFL 4 Downs.
First down.
All right, gentlemen, what's wrong with the Eagles? What's wrong with the Eagles' offense? And perhaps more importantly, is it fixable between now and the playoffs?
I think we saw this a couple of years ago when they went to the Super Bowl and lost both of their offensive and defensive coordinators after that Super Bowl. They struggled, right? They were, I think, 10-0 or 11-0, and then lost 5 of the last 6 games, something like that. And
wound up losing the division,
losing in the first
Tampa.
round. It was a mess. I think one of the issues that they're having, and I don't make excuses because it's not good enough, damn it. But I think when you change your offensive coordinator essentially every year, which they pretty much have, I think Shane Steichen was the only one that Jalen Hurts had for multiple years. Because after that year when they went to the Super Bowl, they had a new coordinator, fired him, hired Kellen Moore, won the Super Bowl. He got a new job, hired the new coordinator that they have now. Like, this 4 different coordinators in 5 years. So it's hard to gain rhythm and be in sync. You can call the same plays. It could be the same terminology, same offense, but the play caller has to have a feel for what works best. And their offense is dull. It's not any movement in terms of where they line up is where they're going to be. They're not moving. There's no picture being drawn for the quarterback to know man versus zone. I don't have that image because they're going to stand where they are. They're not going to move in terms of my offensive guys. They're not running deep. They're not having any creativity where guys are running deep and another guy is running underneath to kind of give the safeties, put them in a dilemma. So you're having trouble offensively because the play calling is abysmal, in my opinion, and the formations and the schemes of it is not really good either, and they can't run the football. Most importantly, if you're able to run the football with Saquon Barkley in the way that they did last year, that puts more stress on defense because now you have to make a decision. Do I bring another safety down into the box to try to stop this run game because they're gashing us for 12, 8, 50? Oh, there he goes for 55 yards. Or do I stay back and try to cover all of these receivers and tight ends that they have? And right now they don't have to worry about the run game because they are stinking in the run game. They can play 2 high safeties and they can lock up the receivers with their defense. So for me, that's pretty much the main problem. No, schematically, nothing moving, nothing changing, no picture changing, no communication having to be made by the defense because guys are shifting and motioning left and right. They're just stand still, and then they can't run the football.
There was a report a week ago suggesting that the Eagles have kind of a game plan that they like to go with, and then during a game, Jalen Hurts kind of freelances and does his own thing. I don't know if that's true or not, and if it is, but if it is, it's kind of a tough spot because Jalen Hurts has won a lot of games.
Yeah,
Jalen Hurts has played well,
and he ain't
won a
turning
Super
the ball
Bowl,
over,
and he's not turning the ball over. So but I could also see it from the standpoint if you're Saquon Barkley, especially if you're the offensive line, if you're out of place, wide receivers maybe not being on the same page. That can be frustrating if one guy is constantly freelancing, even if he is making plays. The thing I do know, though, is that the Eagles have often thrived in dysfunction. It has not bothered them in the past. Not only have they overcome it, they have won a Super Bowl in the midst of dysfunction. The other thing we know is that is one of the most talented rosters in the NFL.
Yeah, they are.
Top to bottom, if not the most talented.
And I think they'll
overcome it.
Yeah, I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, it might not look pretty. You get to the playoffs, you're expecting them to fall off, but again, I think the talent will overcome in the end.
Second down.
Is it no longer a lock that the Indianapolis Colts win the AFC South? If so, who overtakes them? Is it Jacksonville or is it Houston?
I don't think it's a lock. If it is going to be anybody, I think it's Houston because of that defense. But if we're betting it, I think Indy still holds on.
Well, this week will be a good challenge because Indy is going against Houston.
Right.
And it's going to be a good game to kind of gauge where Houston is offensively. Man, if they could figure some things, and we've been saying it all year.
Right.
Their defense has got their backs got to be tired from carrying this damn team. Like, they're just up and down the field every damn Sunday, Thursday, Monday. Like, this defense is playing lights out and keeping your team in every single game, week in and week out. And offensively, you got to figure some things out. I don't know if C.J. Stroud is out of concussion protocol.
Apparently practiced today.
So he's probably going to play. I don't know if that matters much because he hadn't been great this year. But the offense hasn't been great. So Is it a lock for the Indianapolis Colts to win? No. But I agree with Anthony. If it's going to be anyone, it'll be Houston, because the Jacksonville Jaguars, man, you either love them or hate them, and depending on the game, I love them or hate them.
Third down.
Do you think it's a real possibility that the Detroit Lions miss the playoffs?
Yeah, I do. I mean, they're out right now. And they're staring. Look, the Bears have jumped out to a lead thus far. I don't know if they win in Philadelphia, but Green Bay, you got to figure that they'll continue to play well. If the Lions don't win tomorrow against the Packers, then I think that possibility is there. The other factor here is that they haven't played well. They looked rough in Philadelphia. They lost Sam Laporta, the local pride, a couple weeks ago. Offense stumbled in Philly. They did not look good last week against the Giants. They gave up a ton of points. Giants wound up foregoing a field goal that would have put them up by 6 and required the Lions to score a touchdown instead of kicking the game-tying field goal. So they got a gift. I don't know, man. Jordan Love tomorrow is going to be in perfect conditions. It's not a situation where he's dealing with the wind.
Yeah.
Well,
He's outside, all that.
It's not like Green Bay was tested a lot last week,
By
Minnesota.
No.
Emotionally, I'm sure, Carey, when you go through those emotional, physical games, that can take a lot out of you.
I see what you're saying.
Going into a short week.
Unlike the Lions.
Detroit. That was an emotional, physical game.
And I don't know how many plays the defense wound up playing last week, but I imagine it was a lot more than Green Bay faced defensively. Wan'Dale Robinson took the Lions defense behind the woodshed. Smaller slot receiver, can move around. What do the Packers have in spades?
A bunch of them.
A bunch of possession receivers that can find openings.
Yeah.
So if the Lions play even their B game tomorrow, they're going to get beat.
I think the Lions have a real chance of missing out because they were supposed to win the division, and we didn't expect this division to be this good. They're third in their division right now. Chicago is I mean, it's amazing what they've done, the turnaround that they've had in this year. Ben Johnson done a fantastic job. The Packers have been solid. They haven't excelled in the way that I thought that they would. The Lions, in my opinion, have the best roster in the division, but for whatever reason just aren't clicking, and it could be the same kind of new coordinator. Sometimes it's hit or miss, and sometimes they just might not be playing well. So that Giants game was kind of eye-opening that was even a game. They allowed the Giants to stay that close to them.
I think it's a real possibility that, especially with how this season has gone, who knows? Maybe only one team makes the playoffs. I know the Bears are, 8-3 right now? They could lose every single game the rest of the way.
Yeah.
It's a real possibility. They're the Bears. And plus, look at their schedule. It's a lot tougher than the first part of their schedule.
Yeah, the problem for the third place team in the NFC North is that the NFC West is also winning. They have three of the 4 teams. Those divisions, those 2 teams, they've got problems. They're good. The records are good, but the third place team in one of those divisions will not make it.
Should be fun though down the stretch.
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow itself is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Fourth down.
It's your favorite weekend of the year.
Yes, sir.
All right, last one here. More likely to miss the playoffs in the AFC. Is it the Bills or the Chiefs?
Imagine saying that at the beginning of the year.
I got to go with the Bills.
Really?
Yeah.
Seriously.
And here's why. I trust Kansas City more. I trust Kansas City more to overcome their issues, which have kind of been similar than what Buffalo has dealt with. Buffalo's run defense has not been this bad over the last couple of years. It's atrocious. They may be okay this weekend because already the party.
Man.
It refuses to run the ball. But the Bills are at Pittsburgh. They host Cincy, at New England, at Cleveland, which is no gimme because of Myles Garrett. They host Philly, and then they host the Jets. There's really only one gimme on that, with Joe Burrow now back for Cincinnati, and it's the Jets at the end of the year. Cleveland should be a gimme, but
I'm looking at at the Steelers game this week, and I was conflicted on whether or not to pick the Steelers or the Bills because I don't know what I'm getting from the Bills. Week in and week out. I do not know what I'm going to get. And I was reading something earlier today where they were like, oh, Josh Allen needs weapons. He was the MVP last year with the same guys.
All right.
What the hell are we talking about?
Right.
Did they just decide to fall off the face of the earth?
He needs a better defense.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron Rodgers.
Come on, man.
He does.
Yeah, I would say that's a tough one for me, but I might go Bills as well. And they're in it right now. Mm-hmm. There's a 7th seed now. I don't know how.
Let me real quick. Can the Bills still win games when their issues are like prominent? Right? Like when they have major issues, can they still win games?
No. The Bills?
Yes, I think
they
they can.
But Josh Allen's got to score 6 touchdowns.
Yeah.
When Kansas City's problems pop up, can they? Do you feel better about them still being able to win a game? Because last week we saw it.
Yeah, their defense is good enough to keep them in games.
I feel like Indy lost that game more than KC won.
Well, you can go back. How many?
I'm going Chiefs now.
How many wins did they have last year? The Chiefs 13.
13. Yeah,
13.
Like that.
The Chiefs, I thought they only lost one game.
I think they might have gone
whatever. Whatever. How many they won? How many of those games did the other team lose?
All of them.
I mean, all they do is win, no matter what.
Yeah, they went 15-2 last year.
Got money on their money.
And that last one didn't.
Well, I'll tell you what, disappointing year for the Bills if they don't take advantage of Kansas City having a down season. Because
right about that.
You know what? I don't know how long this could last because Kansas City could bounce back next year and be the same team that they've been for the last 5. So
Great. Preach. All right, what's trending is next on 101 ESPN.
topics in the sports world.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
It's time to find out with
What's Trending? Brought to you by Elite Comfort Experts. Heating and cooling with no gimmicks, just guarantees. EliteComfortExperts.com.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter. You're welcome. And Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh.
What?
And it's time for What's Trending.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys. Yesterday, I got a text from my group chat, my North Dakota guys, and they were apologizing to me. They were saying, sorry, Marsh, about Sonny Gray and all this stuff. And I was like, hey, no, we're fine.
Yeah.
Like, it's all good. I like what's going on here.
Sure.
But then that led to a broader discussion about baseball. And I got a text that said, baseball is becoming like Formula One, where it's ruined by money. And the fun part of baseball is watching the mid-pack dogs try and fight for playoff spots. Even though we'll know at the end of the day, they're going to lose to the Dodgers. What do you think about that? Where do you find the most entertainment when it comes to Major League Baseball? Is it those mid-pack teams fighting for playoff spots? And I'm talking about baseball for what it is right now. Maybe not so much when you grew up, but right now, knowing that, yeah, probably the Dodgers are the teams that spend the most money. They're going to be in the World Series or at least in the championship series.
Yeah.
Do you find those middle pack teams fighting for playoff spots, is that the most entertaining part now of Major League Baseball throughout the 162?
The teams just you're talking about just to make the playoffs,
like
that competition just to get in.
So yeah, I'm thinking of like Cleveland and Detroit and that sort of collapse that Detroit had towards the end of the season where Cleveland stormed back. Like, I found that to be very entertaining. I didn't think any of those teams were going to win the World Series, but I found that to be more entertaining than a majority of what we watched in the playoffs outside of the World Series, which was great, by the way. I think we can all agree on that. But what do you think about that?
No, I completely agree. It comes down to what team can merely cash their ticket to getting slaughtered by one of the top money teams, or a team like Toronto, knowing that they took the Dodgers to the brink this season. Maybe next year the Blue Jays, they have a great start. They get to the deadline. Maybe they make a big move to put themselves in a spot to potentially try to win a World Series again. Like, that's exciting. Other than that, no, there's nothing.
You don't find baseball fun?
I like the game of baseball.
You don't think the way that it's constructed now, it's not fun? It's not good, clean fun?
No.
Nah, come on, man.
I don't find it intriguing.
You love day baseball. You love October.
I do love day baseball. Yeah, I do. I love the sport.
You just don't love that the Dodgers. You were glued to your seat watching the Blue Jays.
I was not.
Fight their butt to try to have an opportunity to win, because either you're rooting for them or you're hating against them. You know? You were hating against them 2 years in a row. You've hated against my Dodgers. Now that's twice in a row.
I was more.
Shame.
I wouldn't say glued, but I was more interested in the Yankees trying to take them down.
Because you're from New York. I get it.
Because it was like the previous evil empire going against the current evil empire, right? Like, there's some irony to that. But
well, the 636 says that's not any different than saying the Yankees ruined baseball in the 90s and the early 2000s.
Correct.
Yeah, you're right. But there wasn't. To me, there wasn't as much separation as there is right now.
Didn't they win 5 championships? 5 World Series? Was it 4 or 5? The Yankees.
In the 90s, they won 3. I think 3.
Didn't that group win? Didn't Jeter? How many has Jeter won?
I thought they won 4.
Yeah, I think they won 4 with the core 4 or whatever they call themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, they won in 99, 98, 97, and I think... No, I'm sorry. They won in 2000.
They won
97
in
was
98,
was
99, and 2000. They won 3 straight. They won 4 total.
Yeah.
96. Then the Marlins won in 97. Yep. And then 98, 99, 2000.
And you guys,
then they had to wait till 2009.
There is the comparison. I'm not saying that the Yankees
they didn't ruin baseball.
Didn't do it to this level, though. The Yankees didn't get all of the free agents. They got a lot of the top
paid
dogs.
a lot of money.
Boston eventually came in, and there was a battle there. The Dodgers, it's just a foregone conclusion that they're going to sign everybody.
It sounds like sour grapes to me. People just complaining.
That's fine.
You know, you don't like it, play better.
The bottom line is, CD, whatever my reasons are, I'm not intrigued by Major League Baseball anymore. At all. At all.
If you would just...
I don't find it entertaining.
You know what, Anthony? Where they at? I can't find them.
Good.
If you would just do it, you would love baseball.
I will never root for the Dodgers.
If you would just cross over that line. It's a thin line, Anthony, between love and hate. And if you would just cross over that line, the joy that you have of watching, look at my face.
There's no joy.
It's wonderful over here.
Nah.
Don't I look happy? Huh?
You do look happy.
Exactly.
I don't know why.
Because, hey, the winning side.
Okay.
Feels great.
To be
Sorry.
a Michigan.
Central Michigan.
Joe Vitale is going to join us next. We'll talk to him about tonight's matchup between the Blues and the Devils here on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey Davis, and if you're in the market for a new vehicle, my good friends over at Genesis of St. Charles have you covered. They are the #1 Genesis dealer in Missouri for 2025. They are Missouri's first and only standalone Genesis dealer, and they are the Genesis. Genesis of St. Charles is your premier Genesis dealer. And if you need a new vehicle, don't wait. Now is the time. During their signature event at Genesis of St. Charles, they want your trade-in, and they're willing to pay more for it on any new Genesis purchase. No games, no gimmicks, just upfront pricing. Unlock the e-price today. Every purchase comes with 3 years of complimentary Genesis service valet. That means complimentary vehicle pickup and delivery, plus a loaner vehicle at no additional cost. If you are in the market for something new, let Genesis of St. Charles bring the test drive to you. They are closer than you think. They're located right off of Highway 70, 5601 Veterans Memorial Parkway in St. Peters. Get in there today. Experience the luxury service at their state-of-the-art facility. It is a beautiful facility. Some of the best coffee in town. They have a large selection of new Genesis models in stock, ready for you to take home today. If you can't get in, you can always visit them online and get started at genesisofstcharles.com. That's genesisofstcharles.com.
It's time to head into the Blues Booth, presented by Boardwalk Hardwood Floors. This holiday season, Boardwalk is proud to partner with Toys for Tots as a drop-off location for the annual toy drive. Find your nearest showroom and drop-off details at boardwalkhardwood.com.
306, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Carey Davis and Andrew Marsh. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the Collier and Thompson phone line. We're talking to our guy, Joe Vitale. We'll be on the call tonight. Blues and Devils pregame at 5, puck drop at 6. Joe, how are you?
What's going on, boys?
Happy Thanksgiving to you, man. Appreciate you coming on.
To you guys as well. Yeah, this is going to be a great day, I think.
Well, let's hope so. Joe, I want to start here. I realize that while you played in the NHL, you haven't been a coach, and you respect the job that not only Jim Montgomery's doing and his coaching staff is doing. If you were to make one change, at least one change to the Blues right now, schematically, line combination, something, what would that change be?
Yeah, I mean, geez, it's a great question. Like I said, if I had the answer to it, obviously I wouldn't be in this position. But,
sure.
Watching this team, I feel that it really is just that game in, game out intensity. Sometimes that is what's missing, right? You have guys that have the potential to grab games, and I don't mean intensity like running 100 miles an hour into the wall or fighting everybody. The intensity of each individual's game. You look at the Colorado Avalanche, like McKinnon plays with that intensity every night. He's a difference maker, right? Jack Hughes, of course, not going to be in the lineup tonight. He's on the IR, but he's a player here in New Jersey who you just notice him, right? He brings you to the edge of the seat. And I just think that, you got Robert Thomas, who hasn't had points in 3 straight. Carey has been better since his healthy scratch. Pavel Buchnevich still looking for his very first goal, 5-on-5. The core pieces here in St. Louis, they've shown that they can do it, right, over the last few years. They show that they can grab this team, put it on their shoulders on certain nights and go. So I think it's that intensity from your top guys consistently night in, night out, just showing up on the score sheet, because to me that's going to make the biggest difference moving forward.
Joey, I have a question for you, and I've been hearing this for, 3 or 4 years. Why is it so difficult to get a player or players to get to the front of the net? What is it about just the mindset of players on this team specifically that's not where they want to go, when it seems to me to be the easiest place to score a goal from?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, because, a couple things. Number one, Carey, possession's always on the outside. Right, you're going to have possession on the outside. That's where teams kind of allow more time and space. So players, of course, they want time and space, and that's where they're going to find it. Number one. So really, a lot of it is just about timing. Timing of when to get to the front. Because if you go to the front, which by the way, you will take a punishment to get there. Not like exactly the old days, but still, it's not fun going there. And I think players, psychologically, they want to make sure that, hey, I'm going to go there. I want to make sure it's worth my time. You know what I mean? Like, so if you go there, you take a beating and the puck just stays on the perimeter and no shots get through. Well, to me, that's where a lot of players feel defeated by it. So it's this combination. It's like a balance, right? It's this tap dance of, getting to the inside at the right time, but then it's also the recognition of your teammates and other players that say, hey, we have a net front presence. Let's get the puck there. Let's reward this guy. Let's start to create something, stir something. So it does go both ways. So when you talk about how a team that maybe isn't scoring as much with the net front presence, it is not getting to the net, number one. But number two, is not getting pucks to the net. So it is that combination. And like I said, for that, I mean, that's the schematic or the tactical side of it. And then the personal side of it, you take a punishment. I mean, it's not fun. It hurts really bad. I mean, the refs let a lot go in that area. It's kind of that trench warfare. Carey, I would imagine at the offensive and defensive line, especially back in the day when they didn't have as many cameras, there was a lot of stuff that was, going on that you probably felt that probably would have warranted a suspension today. So, it's kind of that game within the game, and it can be tough at times. But anyway, so yeah, that to me is really what it's about. It's about, timing it properly, making sure you're getting there, it's worth your time. And it's really a team identity thing where you got to make sure you get the shooters to get it there as well.
Joe, there's a lot of chatter about certain players could be on the trade block. And, you hear all the insiders saying, well, this player could go here, all that stuff. Do players hear that type of chatter? And do they use it as motivation? Like, I remember, going back to last year, there were talks about Braden Shen maybe being on the move. And then all of a sudden the Blues just took off. Like, is there any truth to that?
Yeah, I think there definitely is, especially, nowadays in the world we're living in. These players pretty much know everything. Especially, veteran players, true students of the game, like Braden Shen. He's a student of the game. Like, he knows the ins and outs of the players he's playing tonight. He studies it very well. He knows the league. He knows what's happening around the league. So players like that, yeah, they're aware. And I think that agents are super active now because they know how active things are on social media, and they want to make sure their players are on top of this or are informed with this. So now the agents are more involved. So yes, there is a lot of chatter, as you say, and that's a great word. To me, it is chatter. I will say, when you're young and in this league, it's hard. Let's look at Logan Mailloux, what he went through for the last couple weeks. That's hard for a young player. To get sent down. There's a lot of noise around him, a lot of chatter, and then he has to go down. As you grow into the league, you learn more and more to how to absorb it, right? You learn more and more how to, just focus on things in your control. I mean, you brought up Braden Shen. It's a perfect example. Last year, there was a ton of chatter about him potentially being on the move. New Jersey Devils, where we're at right now, were one of those teams. And, Doug Armstrong decided to stay put. And then you just saw the way, Braden Shen throughout that stretch of all the chatter, his game just took off. I mean, that's a sign of a very mentally and emotionally strong kid. And he's going to have to probably go up against that again this year because where the Blues are at, that's just the reality, And I think it's fair to say he's a coveted player. He's a player that a lot of teams would love because he's a proven champion. He can beat you in lots of different ways. He can bring a physical game. He has got a scoring touch. He's clearly a captain of a team, so he's got leadership abilities. So, yeah, it's going to be one of those things where players are going to be interested in him. And for him, it's really about doing what's best, for him, which is going to help this team right now currently. But also, yeah, players, they understand, too, that, hey, if this is going to help me somewhere else, if it's going to help me here, it is what it is. It really just comes down to focusing on what you can control and bringing your best foot forward. But I know right now this captain is just focused on bringing that good game forward for this hockey team right now he's playing for.
And to follow up with that, Joe, we've seen some players lose ice time. They've been healthy scratched. With this chatter that we're talking about, could that be a tactic used by Doug Armstrong as another way to get these players going in the right direction?
No, I don't think Doug plays games like that. Mm-hmm. I think that everything's legit. I think, now are the sources legit that you're hearing this from? That's questionable, mm-hmm. right? But Doug Armstrong, he has way too much respect for this game. And I think these players, especially players like Braden, for example, to just purposely put out chatter just to motivate. There's clearly other ways to motivate players. And quite frankly, it's the National Hockey League. So you really shouldn't feel like you need to motivate anyone, right? The players that have gotten here are here for a reason. It's that mindset, the old catch-22 mindset of a hockey player, and this is just the intensity they bring every single day. I was talking to Joel Hofer the other day after his second to last start, and he was talking about the couple of goals that went in that Philly game. And I was asking him about it, and he was bummed. He wanted all those goals back. He's like, I should have saved all of them. And I was like, well, how about that one? That was actually a pretty good shot. And weren't you screened on that one? He's like, I don't care. I should have had them all. And so, you could tell he was really disappointed in himself that he didn't make those saves. Where a lot of people would have looked at him and said, hey, dude, be easy on yourself. Like, you were getting screened there. That was an unreal shot. But it's that NHL player's mindset, which has gotten to that point. They're never satisfied, right? I mean, these type of guys, they go to the gym, they'll put in 4 sets, and they'll walk away and think, why didn't I put in 5? And they're ashamed of themselves, right? So that's the hard personal side of it. But then the professional side of it is why they got to where they're at right now.
Joe, we'll let you go, man. But again, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. We appreciate you. We're thankful for you, and we'll check back next week.
Hey, thankful for you boys as well, and we'll be talking next week.
I appreciate you. Thank you. That's Joe.
See you, Joe.
That's Joe Vitale here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Great stuff from Joe. And even though the Blues have struggled, Joe's insight and Jamie's insight, and we certainly appreciate them. All right, it's Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. I want to do some college football Week 14 biggest questions, including, is this the year that Ryan Day finally gets the Michigan Wolverines off his back? That's next on 101 ESPN. Well, I'm thankful for each and every listener, and Auto Centers Nissan is also thankful for you. That's why they have their Thankful for You sales event going on throughout the month of November. So right now, deep dealer discounts are available on every remaining 2025 model. That means the best prices of the year as 2026 models arrive. Get no payments for 6 months, for example, on a select 2025 Nissan models, or get no money down and 0% APR for 60 months on 2025 Muranos and Pathfinders, as well as the all-new 2026 Rogue Platinum. That's 5 years, interest-free. If you're shopping used, they've got you covered as well at Auto Centers. No money down and no payments for 3 months on select used vehicles, all priced to move. And they've got over 1,000 vehicles in one massive location right off I-55 in Herculaneum, Missouri. Minutes from South County. No games, no running around, just real savings and real selection. So when you go to AutoCentersNissan.com and you pick out a couple of vehicles that you want to test drive, those same vehicles will be there on the lot for you when you go out to Herculaneum. Every new Nissan also comes with a lifetime warranty and a 30-day return promise within 30 days. If you're not completely satisfied with the vehicle, you can bring it back and get a full refund. They'll set you up with something else that you're looking at. Get to Auto Centers Nissan in Herculaneum this weekend. Tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan. This should be a fantastic weekend for college football. It's week 14. A lot of big matchups, including number 1 Ohio State traveling to number 15 Michigan. Michigan could reach the Big Ten title game with a win over Ohio State and an Oregon or Indiana loss. Now, we discussed this in the opening segment. Indiana takes on Purdue. That ain't going to happen. So it's basically Michigan has to beat Ohio State and have Washington upset Oregon in order to play in the Big Ten championship game. But regardless of that, do you think a win keeps Michigan alive for a college football playoff bid?
Yeah. I mean, that's the number 1 team in the country. They have been all year except for maybe a week when Texas was the number 1 team in the country. So, yeah, I think if Ohio State loses to Michigan again, Michigan is definitely into the college football playoffs. And it would be interesting, like, if they make it without having to play in the Big Ten championship game, which could not be beneficial if they go and lose to Indiana. Then they probably aren't in the college football playoff. So it's almost like you want to win, but you want Oregon and Indiana to win as well. So you can say, you can make your case, you can rest your hat and say, hey, we did our job. Like you said earlier, we played the best teams we could play. We lost a couple, but we beat the number 1 team in the land again. And here we are with an opportunity, or should be an opportunity, to be a college football playoff team.
Do you see it happening, though?
Do I see them beating Ohio State? No way. Not this year.
You say no way.
No way.
But we've seen it.
We have seen it. And I think this Ohio State team, last year was a damn good team. This Ohio State team, I mean, we talked about this the other day. In my opinion, 4 of the best receivers in college football are in the Big Ten. You got Carnell Tate and Jeremiah Smith with Ohio State, and then Mekhi Lemon and Lane over at USC. If Jeremiah and Tate and Jeremiah Smith took last week off.
Right.
I don't know if they were tired, they were hurt, they were a little banged up. They took a week off. They should be ready to go this week. And Julian Sayin, in his first full season as a starting quarterback in college football, has been playing lights out. I just think the Ohio State offense has too much for what Michigan can provide. And I like Bryce Underwood, the quarterback for Michigan, young freshman kid, has done a really good job. But I think it'll become overwhelming for him in that environment against that. And it's at home for Michigan, correct? But I think it's still going to be overwhelming playing the number 1 team in the country, playing, and they're clicking on all cylinders the way that they have all season.
Yeah, I don't foresee Ohio State losing this either, but I didn't have them losing to Michigan at home last season, and Michigan was terrible.
They were awful.
They were awful last year.
Yeah. This
year with Bryce Underwood, they are at least explosive offensively. They've got some. Bryce Underwood, whether it's through the air or on the ground with his mobility, he provides a different challenge for Ohio State. The other thing that I factor in here too, and we've talked about it, you had asked about a month ago, you're like, doesn't it feel like Ohio State's flying under the radar? And I felt that way too. But when you look at it, they haven't played big time games. No. And I'm not crushing them because they're the defending national champion. They are obliterating teams. But the games aren't interesting because they've faced Purdue and they've faced Wisconsin. They faced Penn State post James Franklin being fired. The games haven't been interesting. Like Oregon and USC were tuned in last week. Ohio State played UCLA. Since they beat Texas in week
Rutgers
1
last week.
Or Rutgers, excuse me. No, they played Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. They played UCLA the week before.
Yeah.
So the point stands where it's like you're not interested. You're not even watching this team. That's why they're flying under the radar.
You'll be watching this week, though.
You'll be watching this week.
Yeah.
I think Michigan, at the very least, gives them a game, and I think it could go either way in the fourth quarter.
I think this is the year that Ryan Day puts his proverbial flag in the ground for what Ohio State. I think they're going to beat the hell out of Michigan this year.
You do?
Week. I do. I think they are a better team. I think Ryan Day is sick of it. He's tired of hearing all. He's probably quit asking. He's probably never been so locked in for a Michigan Ohio State game since he's been the head coach, and he's been locked in for all of them. But probably every detail has been hit. Every period they have has been hit over and over and over again. I think he's going to be dialed in, and I think he wants to prove a point to people like you and the rest of the country. Yeah, Michigan, people like Ohio State ain't playing anybody yet. Okay, well, we're going to beat the hell out of this Michigan team, and we'll show you why we're the best team in the land.
And let me just clarify here. when I say they haven't played anybody, it's not an indictment on them. Mm-hmm. It's a fact. They haven't been tested. Mm-hmm. They haven't.
And they won by 7 against that Texas team.
Sure. Washington, I think, was up at halftime, or maybe Ohio State scored right before half.
It was like 13-6, I think, at half.
It was a game.
It was a good game in the first half.
Other than that, they have crushed the people that they should have crushed because their schedule was soft. Mm-hmm. Not an indictment on them. They could win 41-10 this weekend. It's a possibility.
Well, it's you don't know, right? Like
that's what I'm saying.
Julian's saying this is the biggest game that he's played in as a college quarterback.
Yep.
And he's on the road. Bryce Underwood, he's played, I would say, in 2 slightly big games already on the road. Mm-hmm. Oklahoma, they lost that game, and they played USC, who at the time wasn't ranked,
right?
But they are now. They're in the mix.
This Michigan team on paper should not beat Ohio State.
No, they shouldn't.
Story.
They shouldn't.
They're a 10-point dog at home, but it's
a rivalry game.
It's a rivalry game, and like I said before, this Michigan team is significantly better than the one that waltzed in the horseshoe last year and beat Ohio State outright.
Michigan was terrible last year.
They were terrible last year.
I told you, they didn't know about the forward pass.
No, they didn't. They didn't know it had been invented.
Nope.
Somebody had to tell them.
Yeah.
I think there's true value in being tested throughout a regular season. And
I think that's fair.
Ohio State has not been tested yet.
No.
Michigan has.
Number 3, Texas A&M goes to Austin to take on number 16, Texas.
I think that's going to be a good one.
You venture to guess what the spread is in this?
4.5.
In favor of?
A&M.
The way that you asked that question, it has me leaning that Texas is a 1.5-point favorite.
Last line I saw was Texas A&M minus 2.5. Okay. So split the difference kind of between you two.
Gotcha.
Are you surprised at all by that?
No, I think people have been wanting Texas to be good all season long. Mm-hmm. Like, you start off the number 1 team in the country, and then you fall off the Arch Manning train. You're like, oh, this guy stinks, and then he accounts for 6 touchdowns. Like, oh, he's great again. Like, right. It's been a roller coaster.
Against
it's
Arkansas.
Been the Arch Manning experience, much different than the Michael Vick experience. But
yes.
It's been an experience.
In a lot of ways.
What? I was talking about the commercial, man.
In a lot of ways.
I was talking about nothing else.
Okay.
But people have been wanting and waiting on Texas to be good, and I think people are also looking at Texas A&M and saying, maybe, just maybe.
You are. You've been waiting. You've been waiting for A&M to A&M all season.
Just like I was waiting on the Kansas City Chiefs to do what they were going to do all year.
It took you to February, but you got it. You saw it.
I was eventually right.
I think if if their offensive line controls this game. And it's going to be difficult against a Texas defensive line that has been outstanding all season long. But if the offensive line controls the game, keeps the pressure off Marcel Reed, the interior run game, which is averaging 5.3 yards between the tackles this season, if that gets going, I think A&M's going to be fine. The defense has got to force Texas into long downs. They got to force them into third downs. The Aggies lead the nation in third down defense at 21.5%. And if they limit Texas's ability to attack them in multiple ways because Arch Manning does have some mobility, A&M's going to be fine. Mm-hmm. This game, to me, whether or not it's close or not, comes down to whether or not Arch Manning stays efficient and protects the ball.
You take care of the ball, you have a chance. I think that South Carolina game for Texas A&M is like burning a hole in my brain because I watched it. Even the Missouri game, I can't let some things I can't let go because once
I got a thought, but I want you to continue.
Well, it's almost like what we say in college football and even high school and in the pros, what you put on film is who you are.
Yeah.
So the moment you show or expose yourself, whether it's really good or really bad or kind of indifferent, that's who you are. And people that are watching the film as they prepare to play you know how to attack you now. And so watching A&M versus South Carolina, even the game against Missouri, watching that entire game, if Missouri was able to throw a pass or have some success on offense, Missouri probably wins that game.
Yep.
So for me, A&M is not this vaunted team that is so scary to play against. I think that they can be beat. And if you're going into Austin and Arch Manning has, grown in the way that we've seen him grow this season, it could be a really good game. And the spread probably tells you that.
The reason why I was laughing is because the reason why I kept going against the Eagles last year is the thing that was burned. You talk about the South Carolina game against Texas. The game that was burned into my brain about the Eagles was that Monday night where Kirky Cousins went up and down the field on them.
There it is.
And I'm like, you can't lose to Kirk Cousins and win a Super Bowl. And they did.
That game,
I was wrong.
They lost and they went for it on 4th down, which was the right call. Saquon Barkley, your offensive MVP, dropped the pass.
Run the ball.
Nope, he dropped it.
Great
call, great decision,
Run
execution
the ball and
by
you
the player.
won.
Okay, all right.
You're never going to convince me that was the right call.
It was the right call.
I don't care about the play call. Run the ball.
It was the lack of execution.
You forced Atlanta to take a timeout.
Over.
Use it. Exactly. It should have been over.
Ah, man.
But what happened?
He gave him the ball back, and Kirky Cousins turned into Joe Montana.
Yep. Joe Montana.
Turned into Kirky Cousins. That's what he turned into.
I don't know about that. Finally, the Iron Bowl, Alabama and Auburn. This one's simple, man. If Alabama does not win this game, they out. Mm-hmm. There is no avenue to which Alabama can lose this game, lose their 3rd game of the season, and still reach the college football playoff.
Agreed.
Mm-hmm. They clinch up a spot in the SEC title game with a win, and of course keep their path to the college football playoff alive. And I think even if they appear in the SEC title game, they'll be fine.
Even if they lose?
Yeah. It's third game. It's the third loss, but it's the third loss.
Wait. And if Alabama loses in the SEC championship game, you think they're still in?
I think so.
Nope. I don't think that they are. Georgia has 1 or 2 losses.
Georgia has a loss to Alabama, and they have that's it.
Is they only have 1 loss?
Yes.
Georgia has 2 losses, don't they?
Who else did they lose to?
I don't know.
They beat Ole Miss. They beat Tennessee.
They did beat
Tennessee.
Yeah, I don't know.
Those are games they could have lost, but they did not.
I think if Alabama loses, if they make it to the SEC championship game and they lose, I think they're out. This is my personal opinion.
Who are you going to put in?
Georgia has 1 loss.
Yeah, how would Alabama, if they win, how would they get in?
What do you mean?
A&M and Georgia in the SEC championship game.
Alabama clinched a spot in the SEC title game with a win.
Oh, I guess because they beat Georgia?
Yeah, they both. Yeah, because they have. Yeah, because Alabama has 2 losses, but one of them was to an ACC opponent.
That's true.
So, if Alabama loses that game, I think they're out, and I think that makes the case for the committee to say, "Hey, we can put Miami and Notre Dame in, easy peasy, lemon squeezy."
Well, here's the thing: they already set the precedent, right? Last year, SMU. Clemson, ACC championship game. SMU loses. SMU still in. So they set the precedent. SEC is a way better conference than the ACC. Mm-hmm. So I think to your point, if they win, they lose in the SEC championship. They're in.
3 losses?
Yeah.
No way.
3 good losses.
No way.
But that
2 good losses.
Then what is the incentive of playing for the championship game, your conference championship game?
Preach, Marsh.
What's the incentive?
I think the conference
I'm not
title
saying
game.
That you're wrong. Like a 3-loss team is like, I probably shouldn't be in it.
Yeah, you got a 3-loss team.
What's the incentive?
But the only reason, right, exactly, because Georgia didn't play. So they didn't have an opportunity to get 3 losses.
No, they would only be a 2-loss team. They got 1 loss. If they lost in the SEC championship game.
Yeah, my bad.
So they would, if Georgia loses, I think they're still in. But I think if you're a 3-loss team, I think they have set this up to where if you have lost 3 games, it's no way you can put them ahead of a 2-loss team. That's just how I see. Even if that extra game is
fun.
The one you lost, that's how I would view it. And that would be for any. That would be for any. True, but that would be for any team. If it was a Big Ten team, if you lose 3 games, I think it's going to be hard for you to get in. That's just my personal opinion on it because you got too many teams with 1 loss or 2 losses.
So Michigan, let's say they find their way into the college football playoff. Let's say Oregon loses, right?
Mm-hmm. Into the Big Ten championship?
I'm sorry, the Big Ten championship game.
And they lose?
And they lose to Indiana.
Their ass is out.
Although they beat the number 1 team in the nation, a team that nobody could do all season long.
Yeah.
So if Michigan was a 3-loss, there you go.
Yep. So maybe you're right.
They earned their way into the Big Ten championship game, which, by the way, is one of the 2 best conferences in the entire nation.
And when I didn't mean to cut you off, when I was listening to First Take or one of those, it might have been Paul Feinbaum saying there really is no incentive if they make it. They could say, hey, you know what, we don't need to play in that game because you did. Your lasting impression is we beat the number one team in the country. Now, if you go to Indianapolis and lose to Indiana in the Big Ten championship game, yeah, you're a 3-loss team. You put yourself from, in my opinion, in the playoff football conversation to now we're firmly out of it because we have 3 losses. That's that, I think that's for Alabama, and I think that would be for Michigan or any team that has 3 losses. There are way too many good teams this season, like Texas. I don't know how they find a way, even if they beat Texas A&M, to get into the college football playoff.
Well, because they hadn't earned their way into the SEC championship game.
All right, well, we can go around and around and around and around about this, but look, we got to get to the sports six-pack, okay? It's important. 314-399-9646. We're going to have to make it real quick, boys. Send in your questions to the Air Comfort Service text line, and we'll hit it next on 101 ESPN. It's that time of year again. Yeah, Thanksgiving, sure. But it's also Feast Week, and it's back at Underdog from November 26th, which is right now, through November 30th. You can check the Underdog app for daily special promotions. They got a lot of fun promotions going on. Right now, I'm looking at the website. They got a Steph Curry gimme. They got a 50% NBA profit boost. Check your app. You'll get all kinds of different boosts each and every day throughout the week. So it's not just NBA. Of course, it's the NFL. So when you wake up tomorrow, you'll have a different special promotion from Underdog if you are active on the site. And when it comes to Underdog, it's a lot of fun. I love playing for the NFL. You got 3 games tomorrow, a couple of players I like, and it's super easy. Just choose whether or not those players go higher or lower on their stats. So, for example, I like Jahmyr Gibbs to go higher than 35.5 receiving yards against Green Bay. I think it's going to be a bit of a shootout tomorrow, or it could be, and the Lions are going to need to throw the ball. So, again, higher than 34.5 receiving yards for Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Derrick Henry controls the game against Cincinnati. He goes higher than 93.5 rushing yards against a bad Cincinnati defense, but also toss into Mark Andrews anytime touchdown as well. So he go higher than 0.5 rush plus receiving touchdowns, and he's gotten a rushing touchdown this season because of the fake tush push. So those are my plays. If you want to either follow them or fade them, it's completely up to you. But download that app today. You can get your entries right, win up to 5,000 times your cash. Again, take advantage of the special promotions going on at Underdog. Sign up with my promo code, too. Anthony. That's it. Promo code is Anthony. You're going to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, use that promo code Anthony at sign up at Underdog, where you can make plays and win money. Must be 18 or older and present in Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.nspgambling.org.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Blues back in action tonight, taking on the New Jersey Devils. Pregame starts at 5. Puck drop is at 6. Coming up next, we have our Sports Six-Pack. Get your questions into the Air Comfort Service text line, 314-399-9646. The Six-Pack is next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by Urban Chestnut. Urban Chestnut's Swickle Light Premium Light Beer. Live your lifestyle, St. Louis.
All right, we got to move quickly. Let's get to question 1.
Question number 1.
All right, sticking with college football from the 801. How is a Big 12 team going to shake things up for the college football playoff? If BYU beats Tech in the Big 12 championship game, does Texas Tech still make the college football playoff?
I would say yes.
With 2 losses?
2 losses.
And you beat the team that beat you?
You had to play them twice. You already beat them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You would already beat the team that just beat you.
Absolutely. So I think Texas Tech is still in.
Wow.
Really,
as enough spots.
Carey, as we go through all these different scenarios, it's kind of apparent to me that one of these teams is not going to make it in. One of the current teams is not going to make it in, if not 2.
Oh, like Notre Dame, Miami,
Oklahoma.
There's going to be some people upset, man.
Who does Oklahoma play this weekend?
Who do they play? LSU. You think the committee is hoping? You think the committee is hoping for some people to lose this weekend?
Sure, wouldn't you?
Like, please.
Let's just start eliminating some of these teams.
Alabama, Auburn, can you do your thing? Kick 6 again, please. Hoping so.
If Michigan, if one of these scenarios happen, like this, Michigan beating Ohio State and they get into the Big Ten championship or something, right? Texas Tech loses to BYU. Do you think they say, you know what, we know what the rules were at the start of the year, but sorry, Tulane.
I don't think so.
You out.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think that would be the right thing to do, but if they were going to do that, I don't think so.
They set a really bad precedent if they do.
I think you're stuck in the mode of you have to have a group of 5 team because that's
what
in
you
the
said.
rules.
Right.
Can't change the rules.
Yeah.
This ain't Jamie Rivers.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
If Jamie was part of the committee, he would change the rules. And he honestly would make a pretty compelling
very good case.
To the point where the group of 5 team would be like, you know what?
Actually,
we get it.
Sense.
We're out.
Yeah. We need to. It's always next year.
Yeah. But to answer your question, the Big 12, I still think Texas Tech is in. Now, who is out in that scenario? I don't know. There's too many factors, but I do think Texas Tech would still be in.
It's going to be an interesting next 2 weeks.
Question number 2.
Ladue Lawnboy wants to know, was Sonny Gray gone and possibly Nolan Arenado, Wilson Contreras, and Brendan Donovan? Who the hell is going to pick up that production? Seriously.
Alec Burleson. Lars Newbar, when his heels get better. Don't you look at me like that.
Who's going to pick up the production for Donovan?
Yeah.
Who are the three guys you just said?
Nolan.
Okay, so I'm assuming offensive production. So, and I'm not being facetious, but Arenado didn't give you a ton offensively. Okay, next one.
Wilson
Contreras. I still think he's going to be here.
Brendan Donovan.
Donovan could be J.J. Weatherholt. I'm not saying he will. I'm just saying that that's
Herrera can pick up the slack for Wilson.
Herrera, if he plays an entire season.
Mm-hmm.
Herrera can.
J.J. Weatherholt for Brendan Donovan.
Yep.
And for Nolan Arenado, nah.
I mean, what at the end of the year, what was Nolan Arenado in terms of WRC plus?
Oh, I don't know how to spell that.
Yes, you do.
I don't even know what that means.
Let's see. Hold on. Let's see here. Arenado last year, 84. He had an 84.
League average is?
100.
Yeah. So he's well below? Or just
he's
barely
16,
below?
16 percentage points below. By the way, Nolan Gorman in 88. So let's just say you have Gorman playing third base consistently. Now, I'm not talking about defense. I'm talking about offense.
Better.
an offensive player. He is 4 percentage points better than Arenado was a year ago.
There you go. Easy peasy.
Now, it doesn't work that way. It's a little too clean.
Anthony, don't.
It works?
Don't.
All right. To hell with it. Question 3, please.
Question number 3.
All right, from Jackson's prison, can't say that word, but why can't your radio station be honest about the entire Blues roster?
How honest do you want me to be? Like, what do you want me to say?
I literally said we were in hell earlier.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, I know I said it. We were talking about Hell's Kitchen. I said, yeah, we're in hell right now. We're watching this team. What are we doing?
Hey, what do you want me to say? The Pavel Buchnevich contract extension was horrific? It looks horrific right now? Because it does. It looks horrific.
I think sometimes our listeners like listening to like New York radio or Boston radio or Philadelphia radio, and they want us. So here's the thing.
Kim Scatteroo can't be on WWE with his leg twisted. It's not responsible.
Yeah, they want us to have that. And the thing about that is we're different people. That's all I got. It's not who I am, Anthony. I don't think that's who you are, Marshy, and it's not who we are.
Yeah, but I still feel like we criticize.
Yeah, we're honest. But I think they want us to be over the top, screaming into their ear holes.
Here's what I think they want. They want, when they're listening, for us to blast whoever they want us to blast. That's what I think. I think when they're tuned in, they want us to hammer the people that they want hammered. That's what I think.
Well, tell us what you think about the team then, Jackson's prison person. You know? Tell us what you would want us to say.
Yeah, and we'll say
Since we're not being honest.
All right, I'll say it. They're not good enough. There you go.
We've said it. We've
many
said
times.
Yeah. What
they
else?
stink.
Like, they're not good right now. Do they have the capability of being good? Yes, we've seen it. But they're not playing to their standard right now.
Went as far as to say that last year at the end was that was the fluke. Yeah, whatever. All right. Let's move on. Let's bet that board next on 101 ESPN. right, last day for Bet the Board. This is the last day we're going to be here to make some picks. Monday is December 1st. All right, Marsh, set the table for us, man.
All right.
Real quick, by the way, we do need a new Gauntlet contestant, so don't forget, 314-399-9646. Again, we need a new Gauntlet contestant, 314-399-9646. Marsh, go.
All right, I lead the way with 13 points. Anthony, you're in second place with 10. Carey has 6 points, and Jamie is at 5.
Okay. Marsh, what are you doing there, champ?
I am going with a parlay. I could just stick with one pick. I'm not going to do it.
Not going to be able to do it.
Okay.
Give me. I'll start with the game tomorrow between the Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Give me the Lions under 26.5 points.
Okay.
As their team total. Green Bay has not given up more than, I believe, well, they haven't given up more than 27 points, I guess, since they tied Dallas 40-40. So it's been a minute.
Been a while.
Give me Devontae Adams 50-plus receiving yards at -144. Give me Devontae Adams 5-plus receptions. And give me Aaron Jones over 10.5 rushing attempts.
So how many is that?
4.
Okay. Then this is what I'm going to do. I'm chasing 3, right?
Yep.
Okay, 3 to tie, 4 to win. Unless you hit your parlay. But I'm just going to assume you won't hit your parlay. Not because I don't believe in you.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in you.
But because I don't want to be doing an 8-team parlay, okay? I got to bank. Part of this is I'm banking on you posting that L. All right? Now, let's do this. You guys ready?
Sure.
I play with some alt spreads here, boys. Give me Ole Miss -5.5 in the Egg Bowl on Friday. They're -141. That's one of my plays. Give me, please and thank you, the Michigan Wolverines at +12.5 at -147. That's number 2. Give me Oregon -5.5 at -139. That's number 3. And give me those Miami Hurricanes at -5.5 at -141.
You done?
Yep. If I cash that, and Marsh loses the old parlay,
you win. I'm
crowned November champion.
Felt like a lot, Anthony.
Nah.
Not gonna tell you a lie.
Okay.
Felt like a whole lot. I'm going to go. I'm way down there. I'm struggling. So give me. I'm gonna make some additions here. Actually, I had to take one off because Anthony, I don't trust your guys.
What?
Yeah, I had the Falcons on the money line.
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
No,
go ahead, take them.
Now they stink.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
So I'm gonna go Steelers +3.5. Lions on the money line. Bucks on the money line. Travis Etienne over 64.5 rush yards. Rams Panthers over. Bengals Ravens over. Browns 49ers over. And lastly, Kyron Williams over 63.5 rush yards. And I will make sure you all get this. And who's next?
That'd be Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jamie is going to take the Lions tomorrow. It's his favorite team in the whole wide world. He's going to take the Lions -2.5. That's his play.
Why do you do that?
Because he loves the Lions. All right, that'll do it for Bet the Board here on 101 ESPN. Again, we needed a Gauntlet contestant, 314-399-9646. So hopefully somebody texted in to have an opportunity to take on either Marsh, Carey, or me ahead of Thanksgiving weekend. Don't forget Blues Devils pregame at 5 o'clock here on 101 ESPN. You can hear Alex Ferrario break it all down before the Blues take on said Devils. Puck drop around 6 o'clock, and you listen to the game on the Blues Radio Network. Should be an interesting night of hockey, guys. An interesting night. But we do have the Gauntlet next on 101 ESPN.
There's nothing like watching Thanksgiving football, but for football fans in Missouri this year, FanDuel is about to make it even better because with points giving, all FanDuel customers in Missouri get $1 in bonus bets for every point scored in the Chiefs versus Cowboys game. So, for example, if the final score is 24-21, you'd get $45 in bonus bets. It doesn't matter if you've already signed up for FanDuel or you're waiting on the right moment to join. Just head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get in on the action in Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to score bonus bets for every point in the Chiefs versus Cowboys game. Enjoy a football feast with points giving on FanDuel. Coming soon to Missouri. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
Brought to you by Blue Note Roofing. Roofing, siding, and gutters. Visit BlueNoteRoofingSTL.com for a free inspection.
404, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. With Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter, and we welcome in Miguel. What's up, Miguel?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. Appreciate you joining us. Thanks for playing today. Thanks for listening. Would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, or me in round 1 of the Gauntlet?
Let's just go with you.
Oh, man.
You're
okay.
here.
All
It's
right.
convenient.
All right, fair enough. Good luck to you, Miguel.
All right, thank you.
All right, Miguel, Anthony is heading out to the cone of silence. As soon as he gets out of here, you can tell Marshy to spin that wheel. Miguel, tell Marshy to spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel, Marsh.
All right, now, Miguel, is there a certain category you're looking for?
Not necessarily.
Nah, I think you know how this goes.
I feel like, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I ain't going to put the hex on it.
All right. Yeah, okay, well, it's done. Is there a category you would have wanted when you're facing Anthony?
I don't know. Just would have wanted for general knowledge, maybe baseball.
All right, well, you want to tell them, Marshall?
Yeah, this is what I'll say for all those all the know-it-alls out there that know everything about random trivia. I'm sure you'll be excited today. Yeah. Random is the category.
I do like random.
All right, so Miguel, you know how this goes. You answer the question correctly without the options, you get 2 points. With the options, you get 1 point. If you answer incorrectly, you get 0, and hopefully you have more points than Anthony when it's all said and done. You ready to roll?
I'm ready to roll.
All right, here we go. Before his titles were all stripped due to PED use, how many consecutive Tour de France wins did Lance Armstrong record?
I believe that to be 7. Final answer.
Question number 2. In 2014, the Chips Ahoy mascot returned from retirement. Can you tell us his name, please?
I'm going to have to go options on that one.
Options are Colonel Cookie, Cookie Guy, or Cookie Masher.
I'm going to have to go Colonel Cookie. Final answer.
All right, question number 3. As 1996 got underway, one alt-rock band dropped a hit single about the joys of eating peaches. Identify this group from Seattle.
Oh, I should know this. But I was less alert. I was already out of high school. I'll have to go the options.
Is it the Presidents of the United States of America, Tonic, or Dishwalla?
Yep, no, Presidents of the U.S. Final answer.
Question number 4. Duckpin bowlers receive how many rolls per frame?
Rolls per frame, I'm going to go with 3 on that one. Final answer.
All right, we'll get Anthony back in here. Miguel, how you feel?
Feel pretty good.
All right.
As I sometimes say, I'm chock full of useless knowledge.
Well, let's see if it helped you here. Anthony's walking back into the studio. Anthony, how you doing, man?
Good.
How's the Cone of Silence?
Excellent. My guy Marsh. Your Marsh. Ryder's been fantastic.
Ryder, was he play any tunes for you?
No, he did not. He was working on some things ahead of Thanksgiving.
Okay.
I heard your voice. You did some promotion.
Yeah.
He was cutting up that.
Genesis of St. Charles.
Sure.
People over there.
Yeah.
Get your vehicle if you need one. Take care of you. Your category today, Anthony, is random.
I love random.
I know you do.
I do well in random.
Tell him.
Pack a lunch, Anthony.
Right.
Okay.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Before his titles were all stripped due to PED use, how many consecutive Tour de France wins did Lance Armstrong record?
7. Yeah, 7. Final answer.
Question number 2. In 2014, the Chips Ahoy mascot returned from retirement. Can you tell us his name, please?
I cannot, but maybe with the options.
Options are Colonel Cookie, Cookie Guy, or Cookie Masher.
What were those?
We have Colonel Cookie, Cookie Guy, or Cookie Masher.
Let's go Cookie Masher. Final answer.
Question number 3. As 1996 got underway, one alt-rock band dropped a hit single about the joys of eating peaches. Identify this group from Seattle.
That would be the presidents of the United States of America. Or presidents, I believe. For short, the presidents.
Final answer?
Yes. Okay. Sorry. Final answer.
Question number 4. Duckpin bowlers receive how many rolls per frame?
Duckpin bowlers. I don't know much about bowling there, Marsh. Let me get the options.
Is it 3, 4, or 5?
Sorry, what was the question?
Duck pin bowlers receive how many rolls per frame?
3, 4, or 5? Duck pin bowlers. 3, 4, or 5. 3. Final answer.
All right. You want to just go straight down the list here. Question number 1. Before his titles were all stripped due to PED use, how many consecutive Tour de France wins did Lance Armstrong record? Miguel, you said 7. Anthony, you said 7. Correct answer is
7's the number.
Nice.
Neither of you needed the options.
Well done, Miguel.
Let's go to question number 2.
As yourself.
Thank you.
In 2014, the Chips Ahoy mascot returned from retirement. Can you tell us his name, please? Miguel, you took the options. You said Colonel Cookie. Anthony, you took the options. You said Colonel Masher. Correct answer is
It's the cookie guy.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
We split the difference there.
both of you were incorrect.
Yeah.
Still 2-2. Let's go here. As 1996 got underway, one alt-rock band dropped a hit single about the joys of eating peaches. Identify this group from Seattle. Miguel said, Presidents of the USA. Anthony, you said, the Presidents of the USA. Correct answer is?
It's the Presidents of the United States of America.
Anthony did not need the options. Miguel did.
You remember that Jam CD?
No.
Okay.
All right.
Good call.
Yeah, peaches for me.
Don't know that.
I remember the song.
Yeah.
Just couldn't come up with a band name.
It's like their only hit, I think.
Final question. Duck pin bowlers receive how many rolls per frame? Miguel, you said 3. Anthony, you also said 3.
I know where this is going.
Correct answer is?
It's 3.
But Miguel didn't need the options. We have a
walk it off.
All right. You know how that goes. If you don't know, Miguel, here's how this goes. We will ask you both a question. Anthony will write his answer down and show it to us, and then you will immediately give us your answer. And it is closest to the pin. Doesn't matter who's over or under.
Can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Because I've noticed that this is the same tiebreaker question from a previous random.
I haven't seen this one.
So,
do you want to do a different one?
I mean, I think for the spirit of the game, because Anthony would have maybe seen the answer.
I guarantee you I haven't, but that's okay.
Okay, no, that's fine.
No. It's going to be hard to get a new. If you can come up with a random question real quick.
Well, I noticed this right when we started, so I
you
did.
came up with one? Okay.
Well, you might as well go with it because I don't want. There's somebody in the snake pit that often likes to. He gets very, very concerned / nervous that I
Somebody's cheating.
Same guy who said Wichita and Africa and whatever. I'm cheating, but I don't. I think you should go with the new question. Just in case, because we're not going to put that toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
No.
You got to do the math because I don't know the answer. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, how many peaches are produced in a year? In tons.
In tons. Okay.
Peaches.
Hold on, Miguel. Don't give us an answer yet.
Yep.
In tons. I don't know. Let's go here.
Okay. Miguel, we have Anthony's answer. What is your answer?
I'll just go 50 tons.
50 tons.
That would be millions of peaches.
Anthony, what was your answer?
I said 21.
Marsh?
Well, hang on a second. Ryder gave me a different question.
What the hell?
I want to make sure, if Ryder, you're listening, tell me the answer in my head real quick. You said it was in... Okay.
We're good?
Yeah, we have.
Anthony's answer was
21.
Miguel's answer was 50.
The hell? I want to make sure if Ryder is listening, tell me the answer.
You have chosen wisely.
24.2 million tons.
Okay.
So Miguel won.
Truly, millions of peaches.
24 million tons.
I said 21 million.
I thought you were. I got confused.
I said 21 million. Yikes.
Millions of tons of peaches.
Yes.
I guess so.
Good
Holy
job,
smokes.
Miguel.
Holy cow.
You'll be back on Monday to challenge me.
On Monday.
Marsh or Jamie.
Nice job. Well
Very good.
done,
Thank
Miguel.
you.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving
Happy
to you, buddy.
Thanksgiving to you guys, and I'm looking forward to going to the Turkey Day game tomorrow. I'm a Kirkwood alma mater. So
Okay. Oh, good.
Kirkwood alum.
Good.
So, yeah.
Go Pioneers.
Go Pioneers. Yeah, thank you.
Good job,
I learned that yesterday.
I bet you did.
All right. Miguel, we'll call you Monday.
All right. Thank you, guys.
See you.
Have a great weekend.
You too. What was the question? What was
The original question was, how many times did Joe Pesci drop the F-bomb in the classic movie, in the mob classic Casino?
Wow.
What would your guess have been? That's one of my favorite movies. Joe Pesci in that
He
movie.
said
It's
a lot.
It's a scene with the banker that I kind of live my life by. You got to watch it.
I would say 200.
Been close.
You were close.
Oh, what I have been?
241.
Yeah.
241 was the answer?
I hate for the switch up, but I
do you, Marsh? Do you? Because it doesn't feel like you.
Well, Anthony, I
hated the switch.
If I would have been chosen today, you would have read the question. I would have got it right because I knew that it was 241 from looking at the sheet for the last two times we played.
No,
random.
you wouldn't have, because you would have said, you know what? I already know this. So guys come up with something. I didn't either. I never pay attention to it unless I have to read it.
The spirit of the game.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Well, the spirit is going to take Anthony behind me into the.
Yep. Yeah. St. Louis spirit. My spirit is going to go to the penalty box because of you, Marsh. And because I don't know how many peaches are produced.
21 million.
Now I do.
20. Yeah. That's a lot. 24 million.
Why don't we? Yeah, we got back-to-back NFL segments. So why don't we do the NFL Pick'em Week 13 NFL Pick'em Challenge? Got some questions ahead of this weekend's games. That's all next on 101 ESPN.
ready to pick 'em. It's the Fast Lane Football Pick'em Challenge on 101 ESPN.
Refreshed by Bud Light, official beer of the NFL. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly.
Live from the penalty box because of Andrew Marsh. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
Sorry.
Yes, I am bitter.
That you feel that way.
I am spiteful. All right. Let's go through some questions as it relates to Week 13 in the NFL. Which matchup this weekend do you guys think will tell us most about both teams? Which matchup do you think we learn about both teams?
Can I say, is it too easy to say Packers-Lions?
No, it's not too easy to say that. I think that's a good one.
I like that one, and I have one more. I know I usually
want to run through all the matchups. Leave Marsh and I with nothing.
Texans and Colts is my other one.
That was mine. I think we find out about both teams. Yeah. Like Houston, you've had this ascension, right? But the other thing with Houston is that whether it's, and I think C.J. Stroud may start now. Mm-hmm. Can you guys hear me? Because I can't.
Yeah, we hear you fine. You sound great.
Good, thank you.
Sound great.
Stupid penalty box. The Texans, they're ascending right now. But we've seen this before with teams that start off slow, and then they have this mid-season ascension, and then all of a sudden they run out of steam because their margin for error is too thin. I wonder if that's the Texans. I believe in their defense. But are we ready to write off the Colts just because they lost the game last week that they should have won in Kansas City?
Well, I'm looking at the Texans, and it just reminded me, not looking at their schedule, they almost beat the Rams. They had a chance in week one to beat the Rams in L.A., and Agubawale fumbled the ball on their final drive, gave them the ball. They lost 14-9. They lost to the Buccaneers by 1 point. They lost to the Jags in Jacksonville by 3 points. They lost to the Seahawks in Seattle by 8. They are one possession from being undefeated. And that sounds crazy, but that's how good that defense is.
Yep.
Like every game that they've lost this year has been one possession. The final game that they lost a couple of weeks ago was to the Broncos, and they lost by 3. So if C.J. Stroud, and if they can, the run game for them, literally, I'm scratching my head right now because it's so confusing watching them run. Their left guard, he puts his head down every time and misses. And I'm like, dude, that's not how you block, brother. I don't know where you learned that.
You gotta see what you're hitting, man.
You should. But if they can figure out the run game, and if C.J. Stroud can take care of the football and find, some of those weapons downfield, the defense I have no issue with. I think they are top 2 defense in the league, and they might not be the number 2. So I think this game is going to tell us a lot about both of these teams on Sunday.
I do too, and I think the Packers and Lions is a good one too. Marsh, you got yours?
Yeah, I like the Bears and the Eagles.
Ooh, that's a good one too.
The Eagles, can they bounce back and be the team that they should be based on their roster? If they lose, man, to me that's tough because Chicago finally beat a team above 500. Granted, that team didn't have their starting quarterback going. So that leads me to the Bears. How legit are the Bears right now? Because they haven't beaten a team outside of the Steelers who, again, did not have Aaron Rodgers. They haven't beat a team above 500. If the Bears win this game, I think you should feel real good about yourself if you're a Chicago Bears fan. I mean, you already do, but to me it shows, okay, they are, even though the Eagles are not playing their best football.
Still the defending champs on the road.
Still the defending champs on the road. That's still a tough place to play. So I think I'm going to learn a lot about both of these teams this week. Now, if the Eagles win and they beat the Bears, how much do you take that into consideration when you look at the Bears? Because the Eagles are still, and we can't have it one way and have it the other, right? If the Eagles aren't playing their best football, but then they go smoke the Bears or win, I don't care what the score is.
Right.
Do you look at the Bears differently, or do you still say, hey, like that's the defending Super Bowl champion team. Like, how do you view that?
Well, okay, so that actually plays into this question. Which team do you have under the microscope in Week 13? So this is the team that you want to see how it reacts, either to a big game, coming off a loss, etc. The Bears are my team. The Bears are under the microscope for me. As you noted, they hadn't beat a team over 500 yet. We haven't seen them beat the Packers. We haven't seen them beat the Bears. Last week, it was Mason Rudolph, and it was close. They were trailing in that game. I know they were beat up, but again, Aaron Rodgers didn't even play on the other side of it. So the Bears are my team this week. If they go into Philly, I don't care if the Eagles are playing poorly or not. Doesn't matter. You beat a team that you're a 7-point dog against on the road that won the Super Bowl last year, and it still has a stacked roster. So the Bears are the team that's under the microscope for me. Even if they lose, it's a competitive game throughout and they lose by a field goal, I would have more confidence if I'm a Bears fan. Mm-hmm. And you're playing with house money. But right. if you're a Bears fan, you want to see your team be competitive against a team that it has been a Super Bowl contender all season long. So if they lose like 27-24, something like that, comes down to the wire, I still feel pretty good about my chances of winning a playoff game when the time comes. You get smoked, you don't move the ball, then I got questions, and I wonder if I'm going to hang on to that division lead.
So it really comes down to what it looks like. If it's a 3-point game, but technically it's like a 10-point game and they get a garbage touchdown.
You don't have to win for me to say you're legit.
Gotcha.
That's my take on it.
The team that's under the microscope for me is the Buffalo Bills. Mm-hmm. They are two of their last 3 games have been abysmal. They have struggled offensively. Those 2 losses were to the Dolphins at Miami and a loss to the Texans last Thursday, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And the game against the Buccaneers, the score is not indicative of really what that game was like. They scored there late and gave themselves a little bit more cushion. But offensively, I don't know what I'm getting week in and week out from the Buffalo Bills. Again, I think for me that's one of the most surprising things, because we talked about it earlier. Do you believe that the Bills or the Chiefs, one of the two, will not make it to the playoffs? And we both initially said the Bills. They're sitting at the 7th seed right now.
Yep.
They were supposed to win this division running away. Now, we didn't know that the New England Patriots would be this good, but watching this team is very frustrating. It's even more frustrating watching them attempt to play defense in the run game. It burns my eyes because I don't know how, for the life of me, you can't tackle the running back or get to your gap or, all those good things that make defenses great.
Or any football type stuff.
Anything that defenses hang their hats on. What are you hanging your hat on defensively?
Yeah.
Who are you? What are you? Right now, you ain't good. Mm-hmm. So, that to me is probably the team that I'm watching to see where they are, who they are, and how they play. And obviously it's against the Steelers, so I have a vested interest in it. But seeing how they figure out what they're doing defensively.
All right, we'll do one more question, then we'll do some picks in the next segment. Which quarterback do you have under the microscope in that you want to see how they fare in a specific matchup? I thought about having Dak Prescott, but look, Dak has played well all season long. I thought about maybe Mahomes on the other side of that matchup. But the quarterback that I am fascinated to watch play is one that may not stand out to most, but it's Lamar Jackson tomorrow night. He's facing a Cincinnati defense that has been ripped to shreds by everybody, and that Ravens offense has not looked pretty since he's gotten back. I don't think he's fully healthy, but this would be a telltale sign. Is Lamar Jackson healthy and ready to take this Ravens team back to the top of the AFC North for good? Or is it a struggle again against the bad Bengals defense, and we've got questions about Lamar and the Ravens? So that's my guy.
For me, I'm looking at the other quarterback in that same game, Joe Burrow, returning from a toe injury, hadn't played in I don't know how long, and do the Bengals actually think the division is actually still there, as crazy as that sounds? Do the Bengals actually think that they have an opportunity to get back into this divisional race?
Yeah.
Because they are, 2 or 3 games behind the Ravens right now, who are leading the division, but they're at 6-5. So for me, watching Joe Burrow, he's healthy. He's back off the IR. He's going to play play tomorrow night. That's the quarterback that I want to see how well he plays.
For me, it's this one's going to hit home a little bit. This quarterback's not even playing this week. But for me, it's J.J. McCarthy with this whole Max Brosmer situation. If an undrafted free agent quarterback can come in and look somewhat competent in Kevin O'Connell's offense, that's not a good look for J.J. McCarthy. It's not. I'm excited to watch Max Brosmer. There's a lot of fans and apparently people within the organization that feel real high on him. So I'm interested to see what it looks like. Now, they're taking on a really good Seattle defense, so it's going to be tough for him in his first start in the National Football League. But if he looks competent and can put up some numbers, it doesn't need to be crazy. I'm not saying they need to win the game, but hell, even if let's say they win the game, then there's some massive questions on top of the ones that we already have surrounding J.J. McCarthy. So, like I said, it hits home for me, but I'm definitely interested to see what that looks like.
Our picks are next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN.
There's nothing like watching Thanksgiving football, but for football fans in Missouri this year, FanDuel is about to make it even better because with points giving, all FanDuel customers in Missouri get $1 in bonus bets for every point scored in the Chiefs versus Cowboys game. So, for example, if the final score is 24-21, you'd get $45 in bonus bets. It doesn't matter if you've already signed up for FanDuel or you've been waiting for the right moment to join. Just head to FanDuel.com/Missouri to get in on the action in Missouri. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri to score bonus bets for every point scored in the Chiefs versus Cowboys game. So enjoy a football feast with points giving on FanDuel coming soon to Missouri. 21 plus and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. In less than a half hour, we have Blues pregame for you. It starts at 5 as the Blues take on the New Jersey Devils. Puck drop will be at 6. If you missed anything from today's show, including our interview with Joe Vitale, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Just head to the podcast page and you'll find all of our interviews and shows there. And it's all brought to you by the Schaefer Door Company. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
Before we dive into our picks for Week 13, we have your shot to score a pair of tickets to Guns N' Roses on August 16th at Busch Stadium. Tickets for the show go on sale next Friday, December 5th at 10 a.m., but we have your chance right now to win free tickets to see Guns N' Roses. Your trivia question today. What song by Bob Dylan appears on Use Your Illusion 2? What cover song by Bob Dylan appears on Use Your Illusion 2 by Guns N' Roses? If you have the correct answer, you can send it into the Air Comfort Service text line at 314-399-9646. If you're the 101st texter with the correct answer, you'll go see Guns N' Roses on August 16th at Busch Stadium. And you find all the concert info and a bonus chance to win free tickets at 101ESPN.com or on the 101 ESPN mobile app. Let's get into our picks for Week 13. I'm taking the Packers tomorrow over the Lions. I think that the way the Packers have played Jared Goff, Jeff Hafley's defense did a great job in Week 1, kind of boxing in Detroit's passing game. If you go back over the last 3 meetings between the two teams, Jared Goff has not lit this defense up. I think if anything, it's going to be more of a Jahmyr Gibbs game. But the way the Lions have looked, I'm going to take the Packers.
I got the Lions in this game. I believe that, being at home, they had a struggle last week, but Jahmyr Gibbs went off, man. I mean, that young man, 219 yards rushing, had another, I think, 40 or 50 yards receiving. He's the best player on the field, and they have so many weapons. Amon-Ra had a pretty good game as well. I don't know what it is about the offense not really clicking in the manner in which we've seen it. Obviously, Ben Johnson not being there is a key component to that, but I still think the Lions at home are the better team. Green Bay has kind of been hit or miss at times for me. It's kind of been real ugly. They lost a game to the Browns, which I thought was a terrible loss. So I'm going to go with the Lions in this game.
I have the Packers in this one. I put it in my my bet the board parlay. The Lions would score under 26.5 points. I'm going with Green Bay in this one just based on that defense. And, if the Lions can't run the ball, they will lose. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. Go through all the losses that they have. If the Packers shut down their run, the Lions will lose. I think that will happen this week. Or I guess tomorrow. Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh,
yeah,
my
Thanksgiving.
gosh.
I know.
Oh, my
it's
goodness.
Awesome.
We're already here, Anthony.
Best weekend of the year, baby. All right, Chiefs and Cowboys. I've got Kansas City. With the way that the Cowboys have stopped the run, I think that's great. The Chiefs have ran the ball once all season long last week. They become a pass funnel defense, Dallas has. I think it plays into Kansas City's hands. They want to throw the ball anyway. So I think Mahomes has himself a big game. He's just been kind of like I wouldn't call him a game manager, but we have not seen Patrick Mahomes light it up. Yeah. I think it comes tomorrow.
I was flipping back and forth, and I told you and BK prior to the show I was on the Chiefs and thinking I might go Cowboys. I think I'm going Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
They are playing much better. Offensively, they are clicking. CeeDee Lamb has a bunch of drops, which I think at some point is going to get corrected because that's not what he's known for. He even said that I got to catch the fast lane ball. So I think he's going to be better. I think that Dak Prescott is playing at an MVP level because that's kind of what I expected from him with those two receivers on the outside. They found a little bit of a running game offensively. And the you talked about the Chiefs. I just don't feel like they have, for whatever reason, it's just been kind of botchy all season long. Yeah. Whatever it is, I don't know what it is. It's been a struggle all season long. The right guard is going to be out. Smith is out. So Trey Smith is out. So I'm going with the Cowboys here.
I have the Chiefs. I mean, they have to play desperate football at this point. I don't know if they can afford to lose another game and expect to make the playoffs. So that was a big win last week, although it wasn't pretty against Indianapolis. I think they get the job done against Dallas. I think this is going to be a fun game, though. This is going to be a super fun game.
Yeah, I do, too. Could come down to the wire. Most Chiefs games do. We all have the Ravens over the Bengals.
Aye.
Yes.
We all have the Eagles over the Bears.
Aye.
Yep.
Colts, Texans. We guys out on Colts and Texans.
Carey convinced me I'm going with the Texans. Wait, I shouldn't though, because they've really just been terrible. They've been terrible for me when I picked them. So maybe I should flip, which would mean they would win.
Yeah. Hey, whatever. I got the Texans. I felt it last week on Thursday, and I told you I was like, man, something about this Texans thing, something about the Bills. I just feel the Colts and the way that they lost last week. Again, once you put something on film, the key to beating the Colts is simple. It sounds simple, and it is simple. Stop Jonathan Taylor from running the football. And the Chiefs had success in that last week. Every game that they've lost this year, Jonathan Taylor has been under 100 yards. So if you can stop the running, and you're playing one of the best defenses in the National Football League, D'Amico Ryans is going to be keyed in with his team and that defense on stopping Jonathan Taylor. I don't think and put it in Danny Dimes' hands. See if he can beat you, and I don't think he can. So I'm going Texans here.
This is a game I might flip. Houston's won 3 straight meetings between the two teams and 3 of the last 4. If C.J. Stroud comes back, despite the issues, do I trust Danny Dimes versus Houston's defense more than I trust C.J. Stroud to move the ball against Indy's defense? That's really what the matchup comes with. I have the Colts right now. I might flip, but I do think that the demise of the Colts has been a little overstated to this point. I've got the Jets over the Falcons.
Come on, man.
Falcons have disappointed all season long, especially coming off wins. No Drake London again this week. Offensive line is still banged up. Jets played Baltimore tough last week. Jets pick up their 3rd win of the year.
I got the Falcons.
No, I think the Falcons win this game, and then what do you know? After Carolina
no chance
loses to the Rams, and I have the Arizona Cardinals beating the Buccaneers if Baker Mayfield doesn't play.
Nah.
The Falcons are right back in it in the NFC South.
They've already got 2 losses to Carolina, lost to Tampa.
Yeah,
no, ain't gonna happen. Jets all day long. There's no chance in hell the Falcons beat the Jets on Sunday.
I know what you're doing.
Zero. You think Kirk Cousins going to throw on the road?
I know what you're doing.
In a cold environment?
I see what you're doing.
No chance.
I see you.
We all got the Rams over the Panthers.
Yeah.
All got the Jags over the Titans.
Yeah.
Yes. Marsh, you had said that you're taking Arizona over Tampa. Even with Teddy Bridgewater, I think this is a circle the wagons moment for Tampa. I do not see them falling to 6-6, even without Baker Mayfield. Bucky Irving's coming back. I think they run the ball effectively, and they win a close one against Arizona.
I got the Buccaneers here as well.
Dolphins over the Saints.
Yes.
49ers over the Browns.
Yes.
You have the Browns?
I do.
You don't like the Niners at all. You don't like good coaching.
No, I do. Kevin Stefanski has won Coach of the Year twice.
No, I'm talking about Kyle Shanahan.
Oh, yeah, I do like good coaching. I don't think Kevin Stefanski likes Shador. But
no,
I don't think it matters at this point. I think he hates him. I think he despises Shador Sanders, but he's forced to play him at this point. And he's like, and he's gonna keep your job in Cleveland. That might be why he hates him. He might be wanting to get the hell out. I got a plan.
I had Dylan Gabriel in there for a reason.
I had a plan.
I was losing,
and I would have got it if it wasn't for you meddling kids.
But you got Cleveland.
Got Cleveland.
Oh man! All right.
At home, Shador's first start at home. The defense, the defense for me. Brock Purdy, you liked how he played the other day?
No, he's terrible.
Okay.
3 picks.
Against the Panthers.
If they were playing a better team, they would have lost. All right, I got the Seahawks over the Vikings.
Same. Chargers over Raiders. Oh, he's got the Seahawks over the Vikings.
All right. I hope the Vikings win. It would be a huge upset. I think they're an 11.5-point dog 13. At this point. 13 now. Okay, it was 11.5, I think, earlier this morning.
Yeah, 13.
Man, they don't trust in Max Brosmer, do they?
They ain't seen
No,
him.
they don't.
Ain't seen
They
him.
don't. The other games are blowouts. Chargers over the Raiders, Broncos over Commanders, Patriots over Giants. It's the Monday night game. Last one, Steelers and Bills. I can't get there with the Steelers. I'm going to take the Bills.
I just flipped on them, too.
Two Buffalo?
No.
2 Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I have the Steelers.
Wow, Carey's
Buffalo
either
can't win a road game.
And they can't.
Oh, geez. Okay, you guys are either
They
going
just
to win
lost
it.
to the Texans.
You guys are either going to win it for us or lose it for us.
Yeah.
This is it. You two. You two are either going to win it or lose it for us.
Maybe you'll lose it for us.
Yeah.
Maybe. Well, then you'll win it for us. Okay?
It's going to be
I
interesting.
don't understand where your hatred comes from.
I'm not hating anything other than
You got
the
hate in your
Oregon
heart.
Ducks.
If you got hate in your heart. And
Got
who's
hate
the
in
other
your
team?
heart, let it out. Virginia? What is Virginia?
No, what's the other team you
hated
hate?
this morning?
there's
Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. I don't hate Notre
He hates
Dame. I just
Oregon.
don't think
He
that
hates
they
Notre
should be
Dame.
in.
What's it about you? There was another team you despise.
Oh, the Broncos.
The Broncos are in there, but there's another team today. There's a college football team. You hate them.
I don't know.
You hate their faces.
Yeah, you were on one earlier. You were frustrated and mad about it.
I'll tell you who it wasn't. Central Michigan Chippewas.
No, it wasn't. They got a big game against Toledo on Saturday. Huge game. They got to win.
Is this ramifications for MAC championship?
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Western Michigan, those
that
Broncos
matters.
are in. But
That matters. Size matters.
Size does matter, absolutely. Yeah.
Size of your championship ring when you win the MAC.
Very true.
You know?
Yeah. We got some. We're all tied up. But if we beat Toledo and Ohio loses to Buffalo, which is not going to happen, we'll be in the MAC championship game against
The Western Michigan Broncos.
That's correct. Western Michigan.
Had a chance.
Central Western again in
Get to do
Detroit.
it twice in a year. Ooh, nice.
We'll wrap up the show next on 101 ESPN. I love Feast Week at Underdog. So Feast Week runs from today through November 30th, and you can check the website or the app for different specials, different promotions each and every day. For example, today you got a Steph Curry gimme, 0.0 points, rebounds, or assists. So if he gets anything, you cash in if you get your other picks right. 50% NBA profit boost. You got an NHL profit boost tonight. Tomorrow, they'll have different boost for the NFL games. And I love playing NFL on Underdog. Just choose whether or not your players will go higher or lower on their stats. I like Jahmyr Gibbs higher than 34.5 receiving yards. I like Derrick Henry higher than 93.5 rushing yards against Cincinnati. And I like Mark Andrews to get in the end zone, either rush or receiving. Doesn't matter if he gets in the end zone and the other plays kick in. I can win up to 5,000 times my money just for playing for as little as $1. So download the app today. Sign up with my promo code Anthony to score $100 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. Again, that promo code is Anthony at Underdog. Now's the time to sign up. Take advantage of those different promotions that they have during Feast Week. Must be 18 or older. Present Missouri. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concern with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.nspgambling.org. miss anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on the Dobbs Tire and Auto Center's 101 ESPN mobile app. Podcast brought to you by Shave Door Company. Let's hit those 3 stars of the day, Marsh.
It's time for the Fast Lane's 3 stars of the day, presented by Circus Sports. No bet fees ever with the world's largest sports book, now at your fingertips in Illinois and Missouri.
3rd star of the day goes out to Jamie's trust in the UMass Minutemen.
Yeah.
2nd star of the day goes out to the spirit of the game and Anthony's spirit, which was lost today in the Gauntlet.
Yes, sir.
However, our 1st star of the day goes out to Anthony's favorite weekend of the year, Thanksgiving weekend.
Yeah. Hey, I just want to say, everybody, on behalf of the Fast Lane, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. We love you all. We appreciate you. We're very thankful for each and every one of you. Without you guys, we're not doing what we do. So have a happy Thanksgiving. Be safe. Have fun. We'll see you on Monday. We got Blues and Devils pregame coming up in 5 minutes. For Andrew March, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis, I'm Anthony Stalter. See you.